especially in this rink. There's Schmidt back for the Wings. Schmidt had a guy on top of him, gets rid of it in the corner. Puck is picked up here and sent back to Schmidt at center. Grabbing it from him was Sale. Sale will get the puck in deep. Sale throws it back out front. Morozov can't get a stick on it. Knocked down by Schmidt. Fired on target. Trick there. He'll make the save and hang on. 3:57 to go in the period. Wings starting to get a few more chances now. They're kind of back on their heels there for a while, but now starting to get some opportunities.
Yeah, well, Charlie Tritt's making sure that the Flin Flon Bombers maintain their 1-0 lead. Boy, he is very athletic, and boy, I've seen him a few times. He is one of the more poised goalies. He's just cool as a cucumber back there. Never rattled, very technically sound, but very mentally tough as well.
I agree. Moldy gets it back. There's a chance for Schmidt again right off the face. And if you're Weyburn, you're just throwing everything you can at the net, hoping it hits somebody or Tritt makes a mistake.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the course of action to take for both teams. Just everything as soon as you can. Maybe get a funny hop here and make sure that you're Johnny on the spot if a rebound comes.
Schmidt will line up once again here against the Bombers. Stitton. Schmidt beats him in the face-off for the second time. Martin will hold in the blue line. Back out front. There's an opportunity by Sale, and Tritt got his stick down there. Penalty coming up against Flin Flon as Reed Arbery will touch the puck. I think the penalty might go against the Bomber D-man Fashon. Maybe a hooking call going to be called against him. He's going to argue it, but he's not going to change the referee's mind.
Well, he's got time here. He's going to try.
Well, I'm not doubting that. So Fashon will go off. I think it's a hooking penalty. Sorry, a hold. It is a Weyburn power play, and we'll see if they can muster a little bit more offense than they did early in the game with that 5-minute major. Certainly have some good weapons out there to do so. Weyburn power play, of course, led by Lucas Schmidt, who has 11 power play goals on the year. He was just out there. So I'm sure the next stop with the play that they'll try to get him back out there. Their power play leader with the goals just had a couple opportunities. Will come off for a rest, and no doubt if they don't score in the first minute, we'll see him, I'm sure, on the second power play unit here tonight. Martin trying to fight off a check. He'll hold it in along the boards. Sipes, he tried to get a hold of it. Puck will roll the blue line. Schrader holds it in. Schrader, top of the right circle, gets it back to Martin. Creeps in, shoots it, didn't miss by much over top of the net. Wings get it back to blue line again. Schrader along the boards, gets the return pass. Here's Martin. Thought about dumping it off. He'll throw it to the side of the goal. They come back out front. Schrader a chance, and that one goes off the glove. Good save that time by Tritt. A lot better looking power play by Weyburn this time. They're setting up well. That's Monroe along the boards. The former Mustang and Stampeder. Monroe, back of the goal, will hang on. Lost the handle. Jacobson gets to it, but he can't clear it out. Martin races in. They're going to say it did pop out across the line after all. He sold it for the time being. I think the fans made that call.
Well, I think the Bombers pressured them here. They were able to get the whistle that they wanted. I think Weyburn for that first power play were kind of thrown off. You don't expect that having just off the hop. They didn't really have any momentum of their legs with them. I think they rather prefer it at this time of the game. We'll see what they can do with 1:08 to go with the man advantage.
Schmidt to take the face-off against Martin outside the Bomber blue line, and Flin Flon trying to kill the second Weyburn power play to start the game. Schmidt will take the drop pass across the line. That's intercepted by Holmes. Wings hold it in. Burgess along the boards, gets it back to Carmen. Here's Pierce. There's a chance by Sale. Ripped it on target. Tritt there again. Good save. Cut the angle down beautifully. Sale gets it back on target. Tritt the save. No rebound. Burgess hoping for one. And that's what you said about being in good positioning. Outstanding rebound control. If he lets out a rebound there, this game is tied.
Yeah, good job covering it up. Burgess was right there, ready to flick his wrist and try to get one past. And Charlie Tritt again, very poised with all that activity in front of him.
So 46 seconds remaining in the Weyburn power play. 2:27 to go in this period. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Weyburn now out shooting Flin Flon 8-6. They've had some really good looks here on this power play. Lucas Schmidt set for the face-off once again. Lining up here against the Bombers, Miller. Face-off deep in Bomber territory. Wings win the draw. Comes right back to Carmen. Here's Pierce to Sale. Back to Pierce. Sale on the boards. Good move here on Bruce, who tried to hammer him in the corner, but he's able to dodge that. Burgess in there as well, but they'll get it back to Pierce at the right point. He'll hold it in. Sale out front, a chance! That goes off the mask that time of Tritt. Wings grab the rebound. They'll keep it in deep. This is Pierce. Once again through traffic, blocked by Miller. Jacobson races over. Bruce will pick it up, spins it. He'll get it down the ice with 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Roca has not seen a shot for a while. Will come out to handle the puck back of the net. He'll swing that ahead to McIntyre. Just a few seconds remaining. McIntyre back to center ice. Dumped inside the Flin Flon zone that time by Doyle. That'll do it for the penalty. And Weyburn is 0 for 2 here so far tonight. Bird knocked it down. He ripped that one wide. Doyle holds it in the left side. A shot bounces wide of the Bomber net. Martin there to get it for Flin Flon. Tried to play it ahead. McIntyre knocked it down. He's had a good opening period here for the Wings. Mounier back of the goal to Arbery. Arbery will knock it down. High off the glass. Puck does come out, but that'll be an icing call. DK will go back. And we'll get another face-off deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Some good looks by Weyburn. Good power play. Didn't score, but did a lot of things really well.
Well, and another good penalty kill by the Flin Flon Bombers, and it's the age-old fact. Your goaltender's got to be your best penalty killer, and that was definitely the case for the Flin Flon Bombers and Charlie Tritt.
Charlie Tritt perfect so far, 9 saves.
And a toonie in the jar every time you call him Travis, Rob.
Yeah. I don't think I've done that yet. Anything's possible. Here's Martin on his side of center. Plays that one back here to Keller. He'll get that one in deep here for McMichael. A minute remaining here in the period. The Wings trying to tie up this game. Flin Flon's got the puck though. This is Nash Holmes who gets it back to Lesperance. Has had a nice opening period. Lesperance down inside the Weyburn zone. Stops along the right-hand boards trying to get free. Legrandier will try to tie him up. Puck squirts free. Lalimier tried to get a stick on it. Puck comes to blue line, held in by Jacobson. Throws it towards the front of that and hit a skate. Flin Flon will hold it in. That one got blocked. Wings will flip it out. Here's a chance now for McMichael. McMichael down the right side. He fanned on it. Might have been surprised that he had that much room. Breho has it back of the net. Just 22 seconds to go. Lalimier ahead to Jakubchuk. Tried to hit Lesperance. And Carmen back to break this play up. They try to come back to Moldy. Moldy will tap it back to Pierce. Off the boards inside the Flin Flon zone. Moldy coming down on Breho. Puck picked up by Sale. Comes out front but makes its way outside the zone past Carmen. And that's going to do it for the opening period here tonight. And I think fans treated to a very entertaining opening period of hockey.
Yeah, that was very intense. There's just a great ball of energy between these two teams. Not as many offensive chances, but that's because neither team has made too many mistakes.
The turning point in this game, though, Raphael, obviously we still have a lot of hockey to go for the next couple of periods, but Flin Flon killing off that 5-minute major penalty to start the game is huge.
Well, right off the hop, they got the momentum going there, and then they were able to get the first goal. Crowd was rocking, and Weyburn, towards the end of the period, got that momentum back, but it was Charlie Tritt's poise that kept this one 1-0 for the Bombers.
It certainly was. So the Flin Flon Bombers, Mike Reagan still not happy with some of the calls as he's letting the officials know his thoughts, but I can't comment, Raphael, because I didn't see either hit that was called.
Well, Mold definitely went down the heap and they gave him a cross-check, but Mike Reagan disagrees that it should have been a 5-minute call for sure.
Anyway, let's take a look at the official on the goal. Just a 1 goal for Flin Flon in that opening period. Morozov once again, just Johnny on the spot. A nice shot from Fashon right off the face-off. Roca kicked the rebound right back out front, and Morozov, like I said, with those sweet hands, he's not going to miss from there. Buries his 7th of the year. Goal scorer's goal, and an absolute beauty to open up the scoring here tonight.
Yeah, I think quick release is going to be the name of the game. I don't think we're going to see a lot of highlight reel goals, a lot of great moves or triple dekes or anything. It's all going to be these odd bounces, and you have to be in the right place at the right time. I think that's going to be what it looks like here tonight, and Morozov was right there to get the opening goal for the Bombers.
So he scores his 7th at the 11-minute mark. Miscue as well as Fashon get the assists on that. Shots in the opening period, 9-6 Weyburn. And again, the penalty to Rhett Ewan, I'm just looking it up on the score sheet here. It was a major checking from behind, so that would institute the 5-minute major penalty.
Yeah, that was a hit from behind there. They said with the cross-checking. Mike Reagan obviously disagrees, and this is one of the rare periods this year that the Flin Flon Bombers have been outshot.
Yes, Flin Flon, though, a very good record when they lead after 1 period of play this year, 18-3. When the Wings trail after 1 period of play this year, 5-5. So that's not bad, 500 record.
Well, we'll see what happens here, because a lot of those games happened earlier in the year when the Flin Flon Bomber lineup looked a little different.
It did, but Morozov's got his 7th. Charlie Tritt, fantastic for the Bombers between the pipes. Real goaltending battle here tonight, too. with as good offensive teams as these are, Raphael, I don't think you're going to see some of the other games that you and I have called with a bunch of goals. I think these are going to be two tighter games this weekend.
Yeah, not only the goaltending, but both teams very defensively sound. They move the puck very well, and they're great stay at home. They're not giving them an inch. You're not seeing a lot of turnovers so far in the first period.
So far, so good for the Bombers, especially after they had to kill off that 5-minute major penalty to start the period. They've done well. Lead this very good Weyburn Red Wing team 1-0 after one. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I guess we're on YouTube tonight. I think that's what the guys been able to come across. It's on the Flin Flon Bomber Facebook page, but glad to get this game on. This is just too good of a game not to broadcast.
Go watch some old Perfect Strangers and Night Court clips and then come back to us.
We'll be back for the second period momentarily. Already the Flin Flon Bomber coaching staff making their way back to the bench. We're going to get set for the second period here momentarily, Raphael, and again, a very entertaining opening period of hockey here tonight. Just the one goal by Morozov. Johnny on the spot. Give Weyburn credit. Did not give Flin Flon a lot of good chances in tight, but good teams bury when they get those opportunities. That's a big goal, especially again. I know I sound like a broken record, but killing that 5-minute major penalty early. The two big things for Flin Flon here, and of course, some timely saves by Charlie Tritt as well.
I thought Fauchon had a good chance. He had a big slapper that was a big rebound that Rocco was able to give away, and there was another great chance. It was one of those what if. Pierce Jacobson had a great opportunity and broke his stick and cost himself $200 while in the process.
And you're right about that Fauchon chance, and he had a lot of daylight there. I think he's thinking, geez, I should have walked in further.
He was, I think, kind of stunned that he had that much open ice and just decided to let it go.
So it's a 1-0 Flin Flon lead after one. Like we mentioned, they've been very good when they've been leading after one period of play this year. 18-2-1 is their record. Weyburn when they trail after one period of play. Sitting with a record actually of 4-8. But again, it's just the one goal. But Charlie Tritt, boy, we're talking about goaltenders during the break. They're the only player in the entire SJHL with Division I scholarship. Incredible numbers, goals against a 2.14. Save percentage 938, the 4 shutouts. It looks like he's the real deal.
Yeah, he's definitely impressive. As we were talking about this when he got that scholarship, Mike Reagan knows that the Humboldt Broncos did a lot of heavy lifting in their development, but very impressed by the work ethic of Charlie Tritt, and you can definitely see it when he's in between the pipes.
And again, no slouch. Of course, Roca coming over from the Western Hockey League. Joey Roca, I know Weyburn was very excited about adding him as well as the former Bomber Ryland Pierce. Think that could be enough to get them back to the SJHL finals this year. And I'll tell you what, if you're in the building or you had a chance to watch that opening period or listen to it, whatever it might be, it was definitely a playoff feel, a playoff atmosphere. And boy, both these teams, you can see why they're at the top of the standing.
Yeah, there were some big hits and just a tremendous energy between, and just two very fast-moving, hard-hitting hockey clubs.
Very good crowd here tonight as well from these two heavyweights. Weyburn's only regular season visit to town here tonight, and of course they'll play for the 4th and final time in the regular season tomorrow. I mentioned the Wings have had a lot of success here, won 4 games in this rink last year. They got a lot of confidence, but again, it's one thing to have confidence to come in here and play well, but they want to not only catch Flin Flon, but the Yorkton Terriers, the Nipawin Hawks, both right there, only 1 point behind. Of course, Weyburn 2 points behind Battleford, so as tight of an SJHL as we've seen in a long time.
It's well bunched up there, and I did notice there was some swagger there. Weyburn definitely came out with some gusto right off the hop.
Schmidt will take the face-off against Stitton, and we are underway in the second period here tonight. Miskew had an assist on the opening goal. We'll rip that one in. Picked up by Pierce, the former Bomber, off the boards. Weyburn has it. They'll quickly get it back to Sale at center. Here's Sale inside the zone. Knocked away. Carmen will hold it in, but he gives it up. Bombers give it right back, though. Pierce will get it back to center. Quick pass to Sale. Drop that one back out front. Breho will intercept off the glass. Knocked down by Pierce. He'll flip it in, but the Wings are offside. Here's Miskew. Played that one ahead to Arbery. Got a piece of it. Icing waved off. Roca will come out to play it. Up the boards to Arbery, but he can't take advantage. And the puck will come back to Bomber blue line. Here's Mounier. Moves that one back to Stitton. He'll redirect it in. Roca. Back of the Weyburn net. Gets rid of it. Pass up the middle. Tap free. Here comes Sale. Deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Mounier. Got a stick on him. Takes him to the ice. Has the puck. Mounier back of the Flin Flon net. Moved it back to Morozov. Here's a chance now for Miller. He'll try to catch up with it. Miller to the front of the net, knocked away. Great defensive play that time by the wing Schrader. Looked like Miller had a step on him, had the angle on him, but Schrader made a great defensive play. Miller back in there trying to grab that puck free. Flin Flon fighting for this puck back inside the Weyburn zone. Miller along the boards here. Had a chance, but fanned on it. This is picked up by the Weyburn D-man Martin. Up the boards. Holmes will keep it in. Good pressure here by the Bombers. Puck goes back to the Weyburn net. That's Legrander back to Martin. Back out front here to Pierce. Pierce will bounce that one ahead. It'll come back to the Bombers side of center. That's picked up by Bruce. Feeds it back here to Morozov. Lifted it. Oh, he had sights there, but over top of his stick. Martin comes back in. Pinned up back of the net. That's Monroe. Throws it out front. Wings will get it back down the ice. That'll be an icing call. Jacobson races back, and some good pressure by Flin Flon to start the second period. Weyburn can't change, might be a bit tired.
Yeah, the Flin Flon Bombers have come out gunning it here in the second period, putting Roca a little back on his heels. The first real momentum in the Weyburn end that we've seen for a sustained amount of pressure so far in this game.
Face off back inside the wing zone. The right of Roca, Seitz, Breho. Ryder Muke in the forward group for Flin Flon. Fashawn, an assist in the game as well with Miskew. They've been good early. Just underway in the second period. Flin Flon in front 1-0. We're on YouTube tonight. Flow Sports unfortunately down, but again, the tactical team have done a great job to get us up and going here. Here's Seitz back out front, trying to go back to Breho. Can't pick it up. Seitz on top of it again. On target. Roca will reach down. He'll make the glove save and hang on. Big games. Every team in the SJHL is playing here tonight, Raphael. And like we said, it's tight. Playoff implications all over the place. Teams trying to grab a playoff spot. Teams trying to stay on top of the standings. Nipawin, a 4-0 lead on LaRange after one. Battleford, second overall lead. Warman 5-3 in the second. Estevan trying to snap that 5-game losing streak. They lead Yorkton 3-2. That's after two. And we got Melville leading Humboldt 1-0. And Kindersley Melfort 1-1. Getting ready for the second period. So a lot of tight games around the SJHL. Flin Flon wins the face-off. Fashawn shot blocked. There's a chance in front. They had a wide open target there for Lalamere, but he couldn't tap it home. DK bumping with Lalamere in the corner. Good pressure by Flin Flon again here early. Wings get the puck to blue line. Held in by Fashawn again. To the corner it goes to Lalamere. Trying to come back to blue line. That's swatted away that time. Look out. Romelaire looked like he had a lane. Got it down deep. Romelaire back of it. Comes back out front. Puck is laying in skates. Lalamere can't pick it up. That's ripped wide by DK. And that'll catch the glass and go out of play with 17-11 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, Flin Flon Bombers, like I was mentioning there, really a lot of sustained pressure, but was able to, the Weyburn Red Wings were able to turn it around. Trent, I don't think knew where that one was. I think he thought it was in between his pads, but it was out in front. And then when it plucked it high, he was very fortunate that went over his shoulder.
He did a good job getting that shot away with a lot of people in front of the net. McNichol will take the face-off here against the Bombers. Miller, wings throw left to the front of the net. It goes wide. Bombers throw it up the middle. Intercepted here by Carmen. This is McNichol back across the Bomber blue line. He'll throw it in deep. Bruce lifts that off the boards. This will chase Carmen back inside the Weyburn zone. Carmen had a guy on him, gets it up the middle to McNichol, but Jacobson quick to steer it away from him. Back to Bruce. Back to center ice to Martin. Martin's got some room. He'll use it inside Weyburn territory. Throws it out front. He had Morozov cutting the front of the net, but he was covered. Puck will roll back in Flin Flon territory. Jacobson had to be careful. Had a guy on him, just got rid of it. Bruce back of the net being chased by Schmidt. Here's Martin with the pass. Back up the middle. Redirected off Stittenstick. And again off the glass and out of play. 16:25 to go in the second period. Shots are 9-7 Wings. But it's the Bombers with the 1-0 lead, a chance by Morozov, and been pretty tight checking since then.
Yeah, there have been some big hits in there, as we were mentioning there in the first period. Everything's sort of bunched up together when you have teams that skate this well and just are so good fundamentally. It's going to be a small razor-thin edge between the two of them.
Schmidt takes the face-off against Stitton. The puck will roll back inside the Weyburn zone. Martin is there to get it. Back of the goal to Schrader. Almost lost it. Moldy. Up the boards, here's Sale. Look out, he can fly. Sale will pick up the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Knocked away here by Holmes. Holmes back of the net. Holmes has got it. Lifted it ahead. Puck though cut off by Moldy on the Weyburn side of center. Flin Flon gets it back. This is Dash Holmes. Holmes will flip that puck in. Gets away from Roca back of the net. Puck hit a skate. Reed Arbery on top of it. Can't hold the line. Arbery forced back to his side of center, feeds it back to Holmes. He tried to get it back to Stitton, he gets it, but Moldy, a nice job to take him down. Weyburn bench will cheer that on. Good defensive play by Moldy. Sale, cut back to Schmidt, tapped it ahead. Arbery on top of it, and that'll go off the glass back inside the Weyburn zone. Schrader will pick it up back in the Weyburn net. Swings it up the middle. Burgess got a piece of it. Puck rolls to the side of the Flin Flon net, taking no chances. He'll hang on and we'll get a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone.
And those teams very well disciplined, not in terms of not taking penalties, but just no big home run passes, nothing in the middle of the ice. Everything is they're aggressive, but they're not reckless, and that's why we're seeing things so tight here in the second period.
Like we said when we kicked off the broadcast tonight, Raphael, these are two really good, sound defensive teams. I mean, Flin Flon has given up the least amount of goals in the league this year. They've only given up 104 in the 42 games. They can score a lot, but they can defend, and so can Weyburn. And like I said, Weyburn has a benchmark to use. They've had a lot of success in this rink the last couple of years. Here's Monroe. Back across the bottom line. Out front, swatted away that time by Morozov. Flin Flon tried to get to work, but Pierce blocked that one. Now it comes out. Martin, back to Miller. He'll dump that one in for Martin back inside the zone. Back up front. Morozov can't get square to shoot it. Wings back the other direction. Miskew tries to get back. He does. But Pierce will pick it up. They got Berg knocked down the play. Puck will come in front of the Bomber net. They try to jam it in. That's picked up here by Miskew. Up the left side, nice pass. Morozov had hit a stick. It came outside the zone. A tough break. The stick was laying there, and that's when it hit. Otherwise, he's got a pretty good lane to the net. Miskew, good defensive play, trying to play it ahead. Breho and Seitz trying to get going deep in Weyburn territory. Carmen is back. He'll knock the puck down and try to pin it up back of his own net. Flin Flon trying to dig it free. They will force a face-off. 14-17 to go. Boy, tough break there. Morozov in the clear. It doesn't hit the stick, Raphael. He's got a pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know whose stick that was, but it was just in the worst possible place for Morozov because he was ready to go and try and score his second of the night.
14-17 to go. 1-0 Flin Flon leads. A great matchup here again tonight. Many people feel will be the last two teams standing. We'll see. There's a number of good teams like we mentioned. Lucas set for the face-off here against the Weyburn captain. Lining up here against Lucas Schmidt. Flin Flon holds it in. Bruce a chance on target. Kicked away that time by Roca. The 8th shot of the game for Flin Flon. They usually have 8 in the first 2 or 3 minutes. So Weyburn, that's how good defensively they've been here tonight. Not allowed Flin Flon much. Pierce back in the wing zone. He has it. Played it ahead. Picked up by Schmidt. Spins, gets it out. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. It rolls to front of the net for Tritt, and he's got to gobble it up. A couple of wings in pursuit, including Josh Sale. And again, they've done a really good job that their transition game was so strong. Any loose pucks, they jump on them, and they usually get a pretty good opportunity out of it.
Well, Charlie Tritt's been just so he doesn't come out much. He kind of lives in that blue paint there. Doesn't really come in and challenge you. Loves being where he is, and just definitely knows the subtle nuances of where to go. Sometimes even letting the shooter not even knowing where they're going to shoot.
DK against Muka. Weyburn wins another face-off. This is Schrader. That got blocked by Seitz. He'll play it free. Breho, he'll pick it up. There's a chance. Muka racing it. Backcounter, and Roca there. He'll make the good save, but a great opportunity there. Boy, Breho, an absolute beautiful pass here to get Ryder Muka in the clear. And Roca comes up with his biggest save of the hockey game. Great chance for the Bombers there. Haven't been a lot of wide open opportunities. That was one. And Joey Roca shut the door. Puck flipped out front. Breho has it again. His backhander got blocked. Puck is flipped back inside Flin Flon territory. Jacobson to Muka. He'll redirect it in. Roca out of the net. Look out, he almost lost it to L'Esperance. He does back up front. Oh, there's a chance. Rebound, they can't jam it in. 2 great opportunities there for Lalamier. Oh, a bad giveaway. That might be the first giveaway that Weyburn's had tonight. And Joey Roca, 2 big saves again, Raphael. He's been big here the last couple of minutes.
He's had to be, because those are a couple of defensive breakdowns which we haven't seen yet. Muka with the opportunity there, then 2 bites at the apple for Lalamier, and Roca keeping them in this. The Bombers leading with that offensive ability to just roll 4 lines on Weyburn here.
Roca has been fantastic. 3 gigantic saves. It remains a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. The Bombers win the draw. Holmes through traffic. That one got blocked in front. There's L'Esperance had a chance moments ago. Blue line it goes. Here's Holmes again. Lots of traffic in front. Looking for a lane to shoot it. He'll get it in deep. Flin Flon after the loose puck. Ulmer in there. His mom and dad are here from Regina to watch this game tonight. And we're going to have a penalty called here. Going to be a penalty against the Wings. And this is a rarity, Raphael. A player skating off the ice, not arguing the call.
Well, I guess he'd seen hockey before and realized that doesn't necessarily work, and you should save your breath.
Every guy argues the call, but Doyle just give him credit, just took the penalty and skated off. Second power play of the game for Flin Flon. They're 0 for 1 tonight. And like we mentioned, a lethal power play at 26.8%. Like we said on that road trip, 11 for 21. The Weyburn penalty kill, once again ranked 7th, but they did a really good job on the first Bomber power play tonight. Here's the shot. That gets redirected. Picked up here by Arbery. Flin Flon will get in. Martin races after and try to poke that back out front. Grabbed here by Pierce, so ripping around the boards. Puck to the blue line. Held in by Arbery. Here's Arbery. Walks in, shoots it, gets blocked. Muka gets the rebound back to Fashon. Again, the Bombers missing Joey Lees in his 12 power play goals, not in uniform tonight. Neither is Maverick Delisle, who's got another 5 power play goals. 2 good offensive weapons not there. But they got plenty of others. Here's Arbery. To Seitz. Shot gets redirected, and Roca has it. It kind of rolled off him, but he can't believe the puck came free. Or did somebody smack that away when he had it?
And there was a lot of extracurricular activity building as we saw a lot of big hits there in the first period. A lot of pushing and shoving going on after the whistle, and this momentum looking to build even into probably tomorrow night. But the Flin Flon Bombers very fortunate. Boy, did they have a lot of offensive momentum even before the power play, and now they got a good cycle game going here against the Red Wings.
And a minute 25 to go in the power play, 12 to go in the period. Flin Flon 6 shots now. 6-0 is the shot for Flin Flon in the second period. And a big face-off inside the wing zone. The left to Roca, who's been good in the second period, been good all night, but in particular the second period. As Arbery takes the face-off here against Schmidt. The Wings will win the draw, and down the ice it goes. Charlie Tritt will make the save and leave it back of his net. That's picked up here by Fashon. Finds Martin. Martin to center. Carries the puck over the Weyburn blue line. Along the boards here to Muka. He lost his footing. Puck will go over top of the Weyburn net. Sights in there, try to grab it. They do work the puck free off the back of the mesh. Fashon at the blue line. Back of the goal for Martin. There's Sights. Try to come back out front to Arbery, back door, but that's broken up. The puck will come to the blue line. Fashon holds it in. There's a shot. Roca the save. Rebound picked up by Sights, back of the net. Sights looking for someone to give it to. Trying to fight off a couple of Weyburn defenders. Flin Flon able to hold it in deep for the time being as Martin is able to knock the puck free. Sights in there as well. 32 seconds remaining in the power play. Finally dug free by Muka. Rims it around the boards. Fashon fights to get back. There's a shot into the glove, and Roca no problem. He'll reach up and grab that one. Good work by Flin Flon on the boards here tonight. Never giving up on a loose puck.
Yeah, they're very tenacious. They've been able to get actually opportunities here for this power play as Roca has had to work very hard to keep this one 1-0. Charlie Tritt the other way, he could take a sandwich and a nap right now. He hasn't had to face a shot yet in the second period.
No, he hasn't, but plenty of games still to go. 11:09 to go in the second period. Shots are 8-0 Flin Flon in the second. A little bit more power play time, 22 seconds remaining. Here's Miskew from the blue line. Over to Morozov, who's got the only goal in the game. Wyatt Stitton along the boards, throws to the blue line, nobody home. And down the ice it goes. Tritt thought about going out to get it, but Miskew will go back to pick it up instead. Weyburn will get some fresh penalty killers out there with just 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Here's the pass to Miller. Back up the middle. Omer's got it full flight with Morozov. Morozov, and he can't knock it down. It looked good, but the Bombers can't capitalize. Wings kill the penalty. Doyle's got it for the Wings. Lost the handle, comes back to Bomber blue line. They turn it over, sail to the front of the net. And Tritt will grab it and hang on. Boy, Morozov, the one goal, and he's had 2 outstanding chances here in the second period.
Yeah, they got a little too much loft on that pass, and he couldn't corral it and knock it down. The first one, a stick hit him, but Morozov definitely loves getting close to the net. He's where he has to be. Wherever there's activity, Morozov tends to be.
10.5 minutes to go. Great game here tonight between these two formidable foes, the Weyburn Red Wings, Flin Flon Bombers. They only play 4 times a year, but it's always special when they do. Schmidt will take the face-off here against L'Esperance. Face-off to the left of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Who has not faced a shot officially here in the period. There's one. Shot on target. Tritt trying to find the loose puck. He does. Schmidt and a couple other Weyburn Red Wings in front of that, hoping the puck does squirt free, but Tritt tracks the puck so well. You talked about his positioning earlier, Raphael, and how calm and collected, but pretty good puck tracker. He does everything well.
You tend to see this with goaltenders who are at this caliber. They almost have like just extra vision. They just see things a lot better. They just look at things just so much more clear than everybody else.
Another face-off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender, Tritt. Stitton will take the face-off this time. Against Schrader, the Wings win the draw. That comes back to Martin. Martin's got it, does hold it in, knocked away by Bruce. Up the middle for Arbery. Arbery looking for a lane, gets it in deep. Arbery spins! And a good left pad saved that time by Roca. Just got enough of it. Good effort by Arbery, though. Breho spins away from traffic back of the Weyburn net. Here's Breho. Blue line. Jacobson scores! They're going to say goaltender interference here. And I'll tell you what, they should run the replay on this, because there was definitely a guy in front of the net here on top of the Weyburn netminder. I don't know if they can run replays. We're on YouTube, Raphael. Here we go. Now you watch this shot here from the blue line. It's a nice goal, don't get me wrong, but he can, look at what happens here. I don't know if you got a real good look at it, but there's somebody in front of the net there.
Stitten's in front.
Weyburn not arguing it a whole ton, but there might have been a case there. But nonetheless, Raphael, you just got to shoot the puck. A nice goal by Jacobson.
Tee it up one time, a beauty.
So Jacobson scores. Another outcoming year for him. A fantastic year, career high for goals, as he's now picked up his 6th year. Or are they going to say that was a...
Stinton tipped it is what they're saying.
Okay, so Stinton's going to get credit for the goal. Looked like Jacobson put it in cleanly to me, but they obviously feel different, so Wyatt Stinton will get credit for the goal. He's having himself a fantastic year. That's his 12th of the year. So Stinton's 12th from Jacobson. And was there a second assist on that, Raphael?
There probably was. I couldn't get it because it was a loud crowd here after that one went in.
That's a big goal for Flin Flon. They're taking a 2-0 lead. Look at Cody Mapes. He's not happy with his team, Raphael. He's giving him the business here. That's as animated as I've seen Cody Mapes on the bench.
Well, pretty much since before even the power play, the Bombers have just kind of leaned on Weyburn a little. They've made some mistakes. They've had some defensive breakdowns and some miscues, which we didn't see any of which in the first period. And a shot from that far off, I think Cody Mapes is not going to be happy that it went in.
I've never seen him like, well, mind you, they've had so much success in this rink the last couple of years, but he was very animated towards his team on that media timeout. We'll see how they respond to it. It is Stinton's 12th for the year. Jacobson, and they're going to get Breho a second assist on that one. And that came at the 9:56 mark, so a big goal for Flin Flon, as they've taken a 2-0 lead off the face-off. Morozov can't shoot it. Here's Miller. Martin a chance. Martin to the front, that fan on it, trying to get it back. Works it out front, Miller a chance, and there's a good save by Roca. Boy, where would Weyburn be without Roca in this second period?
Roca's been very on. He's had a lot of work to do. He hasn't had a lot of support on the other side. There's only one shot on goal for Tritt. It's been tilted towards the ice as the Bombers, and their depth really showing off here in the second period.
Boy, Roca's made some big saves. Flin Flon kind of taking it to the wings, out shooting them 12-1 here in the second period, and have added to their lead. Again, Wyatt Stinton the redirection out front. His 12th from Jacobson.
I think Breho got the other one.
Breho, right. Couldn't read my writing again. Face-off inside the Weyburn zone. The Ryder Roca, who's keeping his team in this game. Flin Flon wins another face-off. Miscue! There's a chance. Roca's got it. No rebound. Good thing for him. Miller out front. But that's one of the big differences in the second period. Weyburn won a lot of the face-offs the first. Flin Flon, take a look at all these face-offs, especially the offensive zone. The Bombers are winning too many draws. Weyburn's got to find a way to counter that.
And just starting in the Weyburn end each and every time is really helping out the Bombers, as you're seeing Weyburn going off with the chains. He's just made those little small mistakes, little miscues have turned into big dividends for the Bombers.
Miller to take the face-off once again here against McNichol. Big face-off inside the Weyburn zone. The right of Joey Roca, who's been Weyburn's best player here in this second period. He's keeping him in. Miscue, a good move. Miscue, lots of room. Walks in. That goes off the stick over top of the glass and out of play. Looked like a pretty good opportunity there for Miscue. Made the good move, got in, but give Weyburn credit. They got the stick down. Redirected over the glass and out of play, and now the crowd's starting to come to life here a little bit here tonight.
Well, the Weyburn's a little back on their heels here. The Bombers are sensing that they've got an opportunity here just with Weyburn, where they are in their own zone, just to relent and having some goals breed goals here in the second period.
Miller will stay out there. They'll put a new face-off guy in there, DK, and it works because they'll get the puck out. And Fashon's got to be careful. He had Pierce on top of him. Just got rid of it. Weyburn a chance. They get it in tight. That's just how quick their speed is right there. You can't let your foot off the gas pedal. Flin Flon got caught. Got lucky that didn't go in. Puck will roll back to Weyburn blue line. That's Pierce on top of it. Back to Carmen. Dropped it back for Pierce. Pierce to Pierce. They'll throw that back out front. Puck laying there. Here's Pierce, a chance against his former club, and that one got blocked. somebody lost a glove there.
And a stick.
Flin Flon tried to fight to get the puck out. They can't clear it out. Sale knocked it down, spins and fires. That one goes wide. Picked up here by Fashon. Off the glass, he's got Martin. It's a 2-on-1 with Lalamier. Martin hangs on, shoots it. Lift out over top of the net. He was shooting all the way, no doubt about that. Wings quickly on the transition. DK. Try to get that puck across the Bomber line. He'll dump it in deep. Martin, who had that chance moments ago for Flin Flon, back of his own net. Up to Lalamier. Lalamier gives the puck away. And Weyburn will keep it in for the time being. That will redirect over the glass and out of play. Boy, Weyburn came close there. You know, Flin Flon just a second too slow going back to get the puck, Raphael, and Weyburn fired it off the side of the net.
Well, a weird bounce, and the puck goes to where you don't want it to be, and Weyburn showing a little life here over the past couple of shifts here, having it now in the Bombers' end, as it gives Rocha just a chance to just calm down after the barrage he's had to face so far.
Face off back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Moldy to set to take the draw here against the Bombers. Wyatt Stittner's got the second goal here tonight. 2-0 Flin Flon leads it, but Weyburn coming on a little bit. Holmes lifted that one ahead. Wings get it back to Roma Larry, but they're going to say it was hit ahead with a glove pass. So they're going to blow that down. Shots again are 13-3 Flin Flon, but Joey Roca keeping the Wings in this game here tonight. Weyburn still very much alive, and to get the next goal would obviously be huge for them. Face off outside the Bomber blue line. Stittner will take the draw here.
I think it's imperative they get the next goal.
Absolutely. Here's Schrader. Dumped it inside the Flin Flon zone. Took a Weyburn bounce. It comes right back off on its leg. Now they score. And they do get the next goal. The puck is laying there. Moldy will jump on the loose puck. And Weyburn back in this hockey game, Raphael. And again, they just took advantage of the bad bounce. Bombers didn't know where the puck was. Moldy saw it all the way. Here's the replay on the goal. It goes off the side. There's Moldy jumping on it. He's not going to miss from there. And Weyburn has made it a one-goal game. Drew Moldy, had some good games against Flin Flon in the past. He's got a big game here at the Whitney Forum here in the second period.
That's what we talked about. Those goals are just going to be one of those ones where it's an errant rebound. You're just right where you should be, right at the lip of the crease. And the Weyburn Red Wings have pulled themselves back into this one.
That's Moldy's 17th of the year. And Weyburn back in business at 2-1. He pounces on that loose puck from the Bomber net. Weyburn comes right back. They can taste it now as Bird will get it in deep. Jacobson lost it back in the net. Comes back out front. Flin Flon will jump back on. A good play by Bruce. There's a cast off for Breho. In behind the net, racing out is the goaltender Roca. Kind of hesitated, but got enough of it to get it away from Breho anyway. This is Pierce. Back to center. Knocked down by Jacobson. He'll send it in. Bird will grab it. Back of the Weyburn net. Played it ahead. Breho knocked it down with his glove. But Burgess takes it from him. Wings back on the attack. Burgess dropped it back to Pierce. Pierce will flip it in. Jacobson left it there. Bounce past to Muka. Needs it back to center ice. Here comes Leo Seitz. Seitz back inside the Weyburn zone. Jacobson pinching in. Throws it out front. But Roca, good play. He'll get the stick down, make the save, and hang on. And Weyburn right back in this one. Drew Moldy, the veteran, pouncing on a loose puck from the Bomber net. And Weyburn, boy, huge goal.
Yeah, big goal. You can see the confidence coming there. Ryder Rollemare and Luke Schrader with the assist as Weyburn showing off the little bit confidence now. They've really, you can see them puff out their chests. As about 5 minutes ago, they were really back on their heels. And now the Bombers see if they can match the energy that Weyburn has brought here.
Doyle and Schrader, by the way, the assist on the Moldy goal. His 17th of the year. Face off inside the Weyburn zone. Flin Flon trying to reestablish a 2-goal lead, but the Wings have the puck. And they'll flip it ahead. Miscue can't keep it in. They're going to say it was hit ahead with a glove pass. He was inside the zone when he got hit, but he came outside the zone, so they'll blow that one down. 6:53 to go in the second period. A 2-1 game. It was 1-0 Flin Flon after one. Morozov able to jump on a big rebound. The teams have traded goals. Wyatt Stitton, he's got his 12th. And then Moldy, of course, moments ago for Weyburn, to get them back in the game at 2-1. McIntyre, or McNichol will redirect the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. You know, I noticed early in the game, Flin Flon throwing a lot of the big hits. Now Weyburn's starting to get a little bit more physical here. McNichol along the boards, can't knock it down. Morozov on top of it, gets a nice bounce. This gets past Pierce, he's got to go back in his own zone. And he'll get it ahead to center. Picked up here by Sale. Back to Schmidt, inside Flin Flon territory. Schmidt bumped off the play. Puck laying there. Flin Flon tried to get it out, they do. Miller plays it ahead to Martin. Martin's got Morozov. Martin tried to thread the needle to him. He'll bring it in back out front. Miller gets knocked to the ice. Puck played ahead. Here come the Wings. Center ice. Across the line, Schmidt hangs on. Toe drag, throws it through traffic, trick to save. Rebound picked up by Monroe. Lost a handle on the boards. Here comes Wyatt Stitton flying down the other side. Wyatt Stitton will get the puck in deep. Martin, nice body check on him. Puck laying along the boards, picked up by Arbery. Arbery works it free. Back up front, one-timer Stitton, and there he is. Roca again. Boy, he saw that all the way, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was very fortunate that he just dropped that one and was able to cover up because Arbery was making a beeline. If he doesn't cover up on there, he's right at the lip of the crease, ready to flip it in.
5:46 to go in the second period. Boy, what a game here tonight. Shots 14-6 Flin Flon, but it's a 2-1 Flin Flon lead. Weyburn battling back to get that big goal here by Moldy. Face off inside the wing zone, the Ryder Roca, who's been the story. That breakaway save on Ryder Muka, one that comes to mind here in this second period. Face off once again inside the wing zone. Flin Flon wins the draw. From the blue line, ripped wide that time by Mounier. Holmes will hold in on the right side. Puck picked up here by DK, throws it in front of his own net. Pierce is there to get it. Lost the handle to Ulmer. Pierce got it back off the board, so rifle it down the ice. Mounier will go back to pick it up. Icing called. We'll get a face-off back inside Weyburn territory. 5:28 remaining here. Like we mentioned, a busy night in the SJHL. All 12 teams in action. Playoff implications all over the place. And Nipawin still leads Laurent 4-0 in the third. Battleford a 5-3 lead on Warman there in the third period. Estevan Yorkton 3-3 in the third. Melville up on Humboldt 2-1 late in the second. And Melfort a 3-2 lead on Kindersley. 8.5 to go in the second period. Melfort might have to run the table to get in the playoffs, but never count them out, that's for sure. The defending back-to-back champs, they are the champs till somebody beats them. Here's Pierce, the center. He'll make his way across the bomber line. Toe drag, Pierce! Cutting in, can he finish it up? He gets it out front. Puck laying there. Arbery can't get a stick on it, but Ulmer does, and he'll get it back to center. Here's Ulmer. Dishes that pass off to Stitton, his chance. Off the stick that time of Schrader over top of the net. Wings play that ahead to Pierce off his skates. He lost the handle. Picked up by Fauchon. Fauchon will jump on this one. Fauchon inside the Weyburn zone. Back to the blue line. There's a quick chance by Seitz. It goes off the top of the glove that time by Roca. Flin Flon will try to chase the rebound down. Less than 5 minutes to go. Puck picked up back of the Weyburn net. And they'll redirect the puck outside the zone. Bruce is there for Flin Flon. Back to Muka. Off his stick over the glass out of play. Blown down with 4:26 to go. And boy, how big are those saves by Joey Roca early in the second period now?
Yeah, because the Bombers seem to be on a tear, and the Bombers only need about 2-3 good minutes to score 3 or 4 goals, and then you're done. Roca doing a good job in between the Weyburn pipes, and he's the reason why it's 2-1 right now.
He's the real deal for sure. I know I've chatted with Cody Yates before the game here tonight, and he's been very happy with him. He said bit of a slow start when he first came over, but you also got to play better in front of him too, like he indicated. But they've been pretty happy with him lately. Here's Leo Seitz, and feel he'll be good enough to get the job done this year. Muka will knock it down. His shot, that deflected. That was close call there. Puck changed direction literally at the last second. Seitz races after it. Taken down that time by the Weyburn goal scorer Moldy. Bruce will hold it in. There's a chance for Jacobson. That got blocked. Puck comes out. Jacobson back on top of it. He'll rip it in. Roca couldn't knock it down back of the net. Picked up instead. Oh, there's a big body check there. You can feel that one up here. Here's L'Esperance. Back across the Weyburn line. Lost the handle. Puck laying there. Another penalty coming up here. As L'Esperance gets knocked out, we'll see who's going to get the call. The body's literally flying everywhere.
It's going against the Wings.
He doesn't know it yet.
Or is it? No, it's not.
Bird, I think it might be going against L'Esperance of Flin Flon. Mike Reagan throwing the hands up. He can't believe it. L'Esperance is going to go for a hold, and we'll see the Weyburn power play for the third time here tonight. A chance to tie the game.
Bird, I thought, was going off, and he was escorted, and then the referee turned around and pointed to the Bombers.
See, that time it worked arguing. He goes, I didn't do anything.
See, there you go. It always hurts.
Bird said, nope, not me. Skates to the bench, and L'Esperance will take the penalty here for Flin Flon.
It was the one-armed man.
And Weyburn on the power play for the third time tonight. They're 0 for 2. Big face-off in the Flin Flon zone between Stitton and the Weyburn Red Wing forward as well. And Schmidt. Here's Carmen at the blue line. Back out front to Schmidt. That one got redirected. Flin Flon can't clear. Held in here by Pierce. Here's Carmen at the blue line. Pierce calls for it. He's got it. Lets her rip. Oh, that deflected just wide. Good opportunity that time. Redirected the last second by Burgess. Puck is picked up here by the Bomber D-man Flin. He'll lift it down the ice. The save is made by Roca. Carmen will pick it up. Back of the Weyburn net. Here's Carmen. Carmen will bring the puck up the ice. Drops it back. Grabbed here by Sale. Sale will try to get the puck across the line. Stood up at the blue line. Puck laying there. And worked free here by Seitz. Leo Seitz by himself, but good penalty killing. He's had a strong game here tonight as he gets that puck in deep. Carmen takes him to the ice. Sale will grab the puck back of the Weyburn net. 1:05 remaining in the Weyburn power play. Here's Pierce to center. Backhand pass to Sale. He's got a step. Sale hangs on. Throws it out front. Great defensive play by Bruce. The rebound. Then picked up, set down the ice. Boy, that looked dangerous there. But a tremendous defensive play by the former OHLer, Braden Bruce, possibly saving a goal. Flin Flon will dump it back in Weyburn territory. Knocked away here by Ulmer. Takes it off Schrader's stick. Schrader will go back to get it. Has it back of the Weyburn net. Here comes Schrader. Makes his way to center. Drop that one back here to Pierce. Carmen throws that one in for Moldy. Wings trying to get something going. The puck will come to the blue line. Schrader will hold it in. Here's a chance now. Back out front. Oh, a great chance from Monroe, but he found him the one-timer. He was open. Wings hold it in. Schrader at the blue line. Spins, fires, gets blocked. It comes right back to him. Picked up here by Monroe. Monroe has it. Blue line. One-timer out of the glove that time. A Trent rebound cleared down the ice. Power play over. And Weyburn 0 for 3, but they get some tremendous chances. Let's Bronx will make his way to the bench. We're back to 5 aside. 1:27 to go in this second period. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Here's Arbery. Inside the Weyburn zone. Leaves it there. Flin, a chance out front. Looking for Breho in the corner for Miller. He took a good body check in the corner. Miller, though, trying to work it free. He's knocked down. Going to draw a penalty, Raphael. Late power play for Flin Flon coming up.
And yes, now the Bombers will go on with the man advantage for the third time. We got to give credit to Braden Bruce there. Sprawling, saving a goal there. If we're talking about Warrior of the Games and one of those plays that won't show up on a score sheet. Prime stuff there from Braden Bruce.
So Schrader will take the penalty here for Weyburn. And the penalty is going to be 2 for a high stick, and you're right, that's the play of the night so far.
Yeah, not going to see it on a score sheet, not going to get stats for it, but those are those plays that the Bombers have been making all year to keep them number 1 in the SJHL.
So a good chance for Flin Flon to try to restore the lead here late in the second period. 1:07 to go. League's best power play at it. And it's their third opportunity of the game. Their second power play looked pretty good. We'll see what they can do on their third chance. Arbery, Martin, Seitz, Muka, and Flin, who's got the puck right now. Through traffic. Oh, he had Martin alone out front off the tip of his stick. He goes down hard. Puck is picked up. Set the length of the ice. Trent waits for it. And Flin will pick it up back to the Bomber net. Just a minute to go in the period. Swings that pass to Arbery. Look out, he got caught by Sale. Not the guy to cough the puck up to. Sale, good work along the Flin Flon zone, throws it out front. Weyburn still after it. Bombers do get it out. Flin lifted it back to center ice, broken up that time by Pierce. Martin has it inside his own zone. Plays it ahead on the tape, good pass to Seitz, feeds it back to Muka. Muka trying to keep that puck in, lays there. Back out front to Arbery, walks it, shoots it. That one goes wide. Had a couple guys in front. I'm not sure if Roca got a good look at it, but he fired it wide. Now the puck is grabbed. Pierce getting into it here with Seitz. And 27 seconds remaining in the period. 1:20 to go in the power play. Would have been interesting if he would have hit the net there.
Well, he had a little bit to go on there as Muka was giving, or Roca was giving him his blocker side, and I think Arbery tried to get a laser beam shot on it and just missed, and Weyburn's going to be holding on for the next 27 seconds here.
Mike Reagan's called the official over. I'm not sure what he's upset about this time.
I think it was Pierce after the whistle there.
Yeah, maybe he's not happy about something. 27.9 seconds to go. And it's a big face-off. We mentioned the face-offs early in the offensive zone. Flin Flon winning a ton of them. Boy, it's a big draw here. And again, this is not going to show up on a score sheet, but winning this face-off's huge here.
Yeah, it's all those little things. This is what the video coaches look afterwards, and they can see where these victories really come from, and it's from the little things quite like this.
Here we go. Face-off inside the wing zone. 27.9 seconds to go. Flin Flon power play.
Not yet here.
Cody Mapes has called the referee over as well. And I'm not sure what the debate is here. The timekeeper and the referee have come over to talk to the man downstairs here. Is it about time on the clock, maybe?
Well, seemingly.
Maybe that's what Mike Reagan was complaining about, that maybe a few seconds tipped off the clock. Obviously, time's a big factor for Weyburn here late in the period.
Well, we got 27 seconds left here. The Bombers got the man advantage. They want each and every second that they can.
So we'll see. They're looking up at the clock here. There's got to be something that's discrepancy with the time.
Crowd here is very confusing. That they paid for a hockey game, not to see this deliberation session here.
Well, Cody Mapes is watching that score clock, so he wants some time taken off, I'm sure. And now the referees come. Oh, there they've taken her down to 17.9 seconds. Here I could see him being concerned about that.
10 seconds is a huge chunk of time here with the man advantage.
So here we go. Cody Mapes, give him credit, boy. He knew exactly what was happening. And you're right, 10 seconds is huge at the end of a period, especially with the other team on the power play. So 17.9 seconds to go. The Bombers win the draw. Here's Fashon through traffic. Doyle got a piece of that one. Wings will try to bounce it off the boards here. Dugfried, nice play here by Martin. Left it there. Fashon, just 5 seconds to go. Back down front. Oh, they had a chance. There's a chance. Oh, Roca down. What a save he made. Oh, Joey Roca, absolutely highway robbery. I'd love to see the replay on that. He dives down and somehow keeps that puck out. What a tremendous save by Roca. The story of the second period, Raphael.
It was a hive. It was a swarm in front of the Weyburn netminder as the Bombers, boy, what could they have done with another 10 seconds?
That's just it.
If it didn't come off the clock there from Cody Napes' deliberation. See, it's always starting the next period. I've never liked with the power play because you start right at center ice, you lose all that time and lose those opportunities. And I think that's what Mike Reagan was very concerned about.
I'll give Cody Mapes credit because I'll tell you what, that 10 seconds that came off the clock was huge, was it not?
Yeah, the Bombers, they won the draw and just had all sorts of activity. Give it up to Roca, who was very much not sure, I think, where the puck went at each and every time, but managed to keep it out. It's still 2-1 Weyburn.
That was a tremendous save there late. And again, I don't know if he saw it cleanly, but he certainly got his body down, made a heck of a save, and he's the reason why it's only 2-1.
Yeah, because especially in that early going, the Bombers didn't have a lot of, or the Weyburn Red Wings didn't have a lot of shots on goal. It was all tilted towards the Weyburn ice, and the Bombers got that one goal, but weren't able to get as many as they thought they would. Weyburn came back the other way, put one past Trent. Bombers trying late in the period here, but it is going to be quite the stage to be set here in period number 3.
Tell you what, you do not want to miss the third period tonight. Quickly, the second period scoring summary. Wyatt Stinton able to redirect the puck from the blue line for his 12th of the year. Jacobson gets the assist on that one, with Briho getting the second assist, put Flin Flon in front nicely at 9:56. But Weyburn able to jump on a loose puck. The veteran Drew Moldy sees it all the way. Puck laying in front of Trent. I don't think he knew where it was. Mad scramble in front. Moldy races over, skates, flips it in. 17th of the year from Doyle and Schrader at 11:56. Big goal. Weyburn's got life. They're down 1, but it's only 1 goal. Shots were 17-7 in favor of Flin Flon. The Bombers a 2-period total of 23. Weyburn a 2-period total of 16. And Weyburn 0 for 3 on the power play. Flin Flon has 53 seconds remaining in their third chance when we come back to the third period tonight.
And that, it was a very active power play towards the end of it. You give the Flin Flon Bombers 53 seconds with a man advantage. It's going to be another test for Roca to start the third period.
And the Bombers have been absolutely lethal when they lead after 40 minutes of play this year. A perfect 27-0. When Weyburn trails after 2 periods of play this year, their record 3-13. But again, they got to be inspired by the play of their goaltender. He's been a good story here tonight.
Yeah, it's just a 1-goal lead, and it's just seemingly it's going to be something greasy, something ugly in front that's going to turn the tide in this one.
Morozov and Stetton for Flin Flon. Moldy's replied for Weyburn. Great game tonight. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Don't miss tonight's third period. It's going to be absolutely huge. Alrighty, I tell you what, it's been a tremendous hockey game so far through 40 minutes of play. Bombers leading Weyburn tonight 2-1, Raphael, and we've been chatting with the Weyburn play-by-play guy up here as well. People raving about that late save by Joe Aroka with that mad scramble from the Weyburn net. Who knows what's going to happen here in the third period, but boy, he's given them a chance.
Yeah, he definitely has. I thought the Bombers, about the before even they had that power play, before they had the goal, they seemingly had grabbed the momentum, had the Weyburn Red Wings on their heels. Weyburn made some defensive miscues, and then coming back the other way, Weyburn was able to score, got that momentum, but that late power play opportunity by the Bombers, boy, did they pour it on. And we talked about the great play by Braden Bruce. What's going to be a real turning point, and what's going to be an interesting to see that won't show up on any box score, those missing 10 seconds going on at the end of the period.
That's huge, and I tell you what, we both talked about that, and I think everybody in the rink would probably agree. I think another 10 seconds, Flin Flon scores, but it was the right call. They didn't start the clock on time. The Weyburn coaching staff obviously caught it, and it's a good thing they did because it might have saved them a goal.
Yeah, Rocco was able just to, I don't know if he saw every save that he made, but it was very fortunate, but the puck was kind of alone in the slot when the buzzer went, so the Flin Flon Bombers will have a little bit of an opportunity with the man advantage here going into the third period, but not right where they could have had it.
No, out of town, Nipwin is moving into third place for the time being. They blanked LaRange 4-0 tonight, so they will leapfrog Weyburn for at least the time being. 1 point behind Battleford, who's got an 8-5 lead on Warman late. Looks like the Stars are going to be able to hang on a second spot. Estevan Yorkton, they're battling it out tonight. They're going to overtime. It's tied up at 4. We got Melville a 2-1 lead on Humboldt in the third, and Melfort up on Kindersley 4-2 heading into the third period tonight. I'll tell you what, if Melfort doesn't make the playoffs, Raphael, they can still do a lot of spoiling, and for Kindersley, big game for them. They're in 7th spot right now, 2 points up on Melville, and 5 points up on Humboldt, so that could be that could be a tough loss for Kindersley tonight if they can't come back in that one.
We're not in the postseason, but we are in the playoffs because every game has that kind of vibe going into it.
You gotta love the SJHL. I mean, we talk about the great parity of this league, and never been a year, like I said, 1 through 8 that has so many possibilities. Actually, 1 through 10.
Yeah, it's gonna go right down to the wire. We were talking about this. You look at the MJHL. There's some very good teams, and there's some very kind of lower tier teams that are still developing. There's not a lot of middle. The middle and the average is so strong. Like just the teams in the middle are so strong here in the SJHL.
Well, that Niverville team, they're having, what have they lost? 3 games in regulation all year?
Number 1 and number 2 in the country.
Yeah.
Fastest growing population in Manitoba. Everybody's moving to Niverville.
And they got a brand new hockey rink there too, didn't they?
That's to it, yeah.
Jacked up crowd here tonight for sure. And very entertaining game between these top tier clubs. Flin Flon in front 2-1, like Raphael mentioned. The Bombers will have 53 seconds of power play time to work with to start the third tonight. But again, it kind of broken up there. Flin Flon had a lot of momentum. Gave Weyburn a much needed rest. They got that big goal by Drew Moldy, and right back in this one, boy, both goaltenders been fantastic. Oh boy, Joey Roca for Weyburn. 4 or 5 really big saves in that second period. Flin Flon set to start the period in the power play. Miller, Stitton, Ulmer, Miscue, and Morozov has got one of the 2 Flin Flon goals tonight. Wings will win the draw. They'll get it down the ice. Miscue there to pick it up. Schmidt will watch him from in front of the net. I'll swing that pass to Stitton. Nice give and go here to Miller. Miller across the Weyburn line. Jammed up here, but gets it free to Stitton back of the net. Stitton in the corner. Tries to get free. They'll rim it back, but at that time for Morozov. Morozov can't get a stick on it. Knocked away. Great play that time by Sale. And back down inside the Flin Flon zone it goes. Tritt out to play it. We'll leave it back of the net this time for Miscue. Just 16 seconds to go in the power play. Morozov can't pick it up. Pierce with the steal, but he loses it right away. Miller might be a little bit tired.
Hey now.
Geez, I thought that was coming up here. Ramalier will get it. How close was that?
You could hear it.
Puck is set back in the Flin Flon zone. Penalty is over. And the Bombers are 0 for 3, so the 2 teams have combined 0 for 6 tonight. The penalty killing units have been strong. Here's the pass to Muka. He'll dump that one in. Sight's going to come out. Look out, Roca there to get it first, though. Beats that to Pierce. He got bumped off the play. Romaleri will throw it back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Briho. Briho on top of it. Had a guy all over him. Good forecheck here by the Wings. They'll poke it free to Seitz. Sight's having a hard time getting out. Lifted that one up the left side. Icing negated. Schrader will go back to pick it up back of the Weyburn net, but a good job by the wing penalty killing unit. They kill off that Flin Flon Bomber power play to begin the third period. They've got the puck. This is Monroe across the Bomber line. Monroe up the middle. Oh, what a chance that was. Sent on his keister, but still got the shot away. Great opportunity here by Monroe.
Great blocker save by Trent.
Flin Flon back the other way. They're offside. Delayed call. But a great chance by Monroe. And boy, this Weyburn team, slowly but surely, you remember at one time the shots were pretty lopsided, Raphael. Now down at 23-17.
Yeah, well, it took them a while to get cooking there in the second period, but they're coming very aggressively here in the third. Huge blocker save there by Charlie Trent to keep this a 2-1 game.
Both goaltenders stellar tonight. Boy, great game here both ways. And tight checking and low scoring like we predicted as Les Bronx will take the face-off against Schmidt outside the Weyburn blue line. Flin Flon wins the draw. They'll lift it ahead, but it's turned over right away. This is Sale inside the Flin Flon zone. Lost a handle. Puck comes to blue line. Wings hold it in. Schmidt tried to come back out front. Jacobson, I think it went up into his equipment. I didn't see the puck come out anywhere. I don't see it on the ice. I think it's up in his gear someplace.
Everybody's looking for it.
Yeah, I think that one. It looked like it went off him, and I think he's. Anyway, they'll go get a puck from the.
Trent's talking about his crease here.
Be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, you're right. The linesmen's come over. There's a gouge in that crease, and they're going to work on that. This will delay things for a moment or so. But a gouge inside the Flin Flon Bomber crease. Referee, linesman, and Trent all trying to smooth that edge out. You catch the wrong edge, you go down. And
well, that's what Trent was saying, and he likes to spend a lot of time deep in his own net. Remember years ago, the goals would just fly off the nets. They'd bring in drills.
This end.
They'd bring in everything they could, and it would just go flying off if you coughed on it.
Yeah, you know, that one end, I think there was one game, I think we counted 13 times it came off.
And they would the goaltenders would nudge it on power plays just to get a whistle.
Mick Nichols, I remember that vividly. Wings win the face-off. Doyle for the blue line, fired it on target. Triple kick that to the corner. Rebound grabbed here by Arbery. He gets that ahead to Ulmer. Can't move any further. Doyle took it away from him. Wings back on the attack. Here's a pass down. Look out. Keller in behind the D. Will get it in deep. Keller back out front. Oh, we had a guy there. Fanning on it. Great chance that time was Carmen. Wings get a great chance here early in the third period. Ulmer will lift it in. Puck at the side of the Weyburn net, just knocked away from Arbery. Doyle throws it out front. Bird has it back of the net. Swings that pass ahead. Flin Flon jumped on it. Good job by Miller. Deshaun at the blue line. He'll knock it down. Feeds it across. Miscue a chance. That got blocked, and Bird will pick it up, and he'll lift it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's Miller. Back on the attack for Flin Flon. Spins, ripped it wide. Racing in for it is Holmes. He'll pick it up on the fly. Tried to get it in deep. Knocked down by Pierce back of the net, looking for some assistance here. That's DK. Flipped it ahead to Pierce. Pierce has it at center ice. Back inside Flin Flon territory. Martin knocked it down but couldn't clear it out. Here's Carmen. Blue line. Pierce, a one-timer. Takes the stick right out of the hands of Trent. He doesn't have a stick, but he's lucky. The puck will come to the side of that and he'll grab it. Nice chance by Pierce there. The former Bomber ripped it on target. Took the stick right out of Trent's hand.
Yeah, he was very fortunate that he was able to cover up there. It went careening going into the corner. And yeah, Pierce, you notice when he's on the ice, he's a little extra motivated here tonight in the Windy Forum.
16 and a half minutes remaining in the third period. Shots are 23-20. Weyburn out shooting Flin Flon 4-0 here in the third period. And have had themselves a nice game here tonight. Maybe a bit of a slow start in the opening period, but boy, ever since the Moldy goal, they've been a different team.
They've really jacked it up. Yeah, they had a little dip there in the second period just before the goal.
Wings on the face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. They win another one. They have the puck out front. It goes. There's a chance. That time for DK. Can't get a shot on it cleanly. Bombers off the glass. That should be icing. Pierce will go back. It will be. And a face-off right back inside the Flin Flon zone.
And killing that power play has given Weyburn a lot of confidence. They got a little swagger going on here in the third period.
They certainly do. They've been the better team here in the third, out shooting Flin Flon 5-0. Shots are close in the game now at 23-21. And a big face-off in the Flin Flon zone. The left of the netminder, Charlie Trent Boldy got the Weyburn goal. He'll take the draw here against the Bombers' Miller. Huge face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. Linesman not liking something on that far side with Bruce and Romaleri. He wanted them to get out of the circle. Now they drop the puck. Weyburn will win the draw, but Flin Flon will jump on it. They do fight it out. Morozov falls down. Puck comes back to Monroe. He had that great chance the last time he was out there. Here comes Monroe. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Knows this rink well. Part of that big Melfort team last year. Martin's chance. That one hit a... You guessed it. There's a whole mismatch of guys in front of that net. Could have hit anybody. Wings hold it in. Monroe's chance. In skates in front of the Bomber net. Where's the puck? Martin has it. A chance. That got blocked. Wings pressing here early in the third period to try to tie this game. Here's Miller for Flin Flon. Flipped it ahead from Morozov. Can he get behind the D? He can. He'll pick it up deep, but can't do much with it. Wings quickly get it back up the middle. Nice pass that time. Schmidt has it. Gives way to Monroe. Monroe.
That should be something.
Going to take a penalty here as he took Ulmer to the ice. Tell you what, if I'm Cody Mapes, I don't like that call. You can't take a penalty like that in the offensive zone.
I think the call's fine. I don't think he didn't like the lack of discipline from his own team.
Monroe will take the penalty. Flin Flon will go to the power play for the fourth time, and they need something, Raphael. They've been back on their heels here to start the third.
Yeah, this could be the shot in the arm that the Bombers need, and it's a rarity that the Bombers get 4 chances on the power play without scoring, so the Weyburn Red Wings here playing with fire, with the Bombers getting the man advantage.
15:23 to go. A huge power play here for the number 1 unit coming in. No trouble on the power play on that road trip, but we'll see what they can do here tonight. In this tight 2-1 hockey game, face-off deep in the wing zone. They win the draw, and they'll pick it up and send it down the ice. That's Schrader, who's had a strong game here for the Wings tonight. Tritt out of the net, left it there for Fashon. Look out. Puck is stolen here. Arbery fighting to get it back. Leaves it back of the goal for Fashon. He'll lift it ahead to Seitz. Seitz throws it ahead too far, swatted away from him. Arbery will get it to his blue line, fed it back to Fashon. He fanned on it. Forced back in by Schmidt. Great penalty killing here again by Weyburn. Forcing the Bombers back of their own net. Here's the pass to Arbery. Back to Martin across the Weyburn line. Martin hangs on. Fanned on it. Flin Flon trying to keep it in. Martin along the boards. That's Doyle after it. Knocked away from him, but Flin Flon will hold it in. They'll send that pass to Arbery. Back to Fashon. A shot! Blocked in front that time by Seitz, but he can't get it to go. Seitz back of the goal for Martin. Poked that one back over to Muka. Muka tried to jump on top of that. He'll get a second opportunity. Keeps it in deep that time for Martin. Puck is intercepted. Pass Fashon down the ice. Weyburn can get fresh penalty killers out there. 50 seconds to go in the Flin Flon power play has not looked good. Weyburn's penalty kill very, very strong here. They're pressing again. Bombers can't even get outside their own zone. They'll get a chance now, though, with the smooth skating Morozov. Morozov wide across the line, throws it back out front for Stitton. Blue line for Miskew. Walks in, hit a skate, puck laid there. Miller can't pounce on that. Ulmer along the boards to Wyatt Stitton. Pinned up along the board. 21 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. There's Morozov. Right point, Miskew races over, he'll keep it in. Miskew races in, a shot over top of the net, it goes. Here's Miller. A lot of room there for Miskew. Miller can't knock it down. Puck will go back inside the Flin Flon zone. That'll do it for another power play. 0 for 4 tonight, but great penalty killing here by Weyburn. You got to give credit where credit's due, and their penalty killing unit has been better than the Bomber power play unit tonight.
Only 1 shot on goal for the Bombers there with the man advantage.
Not surprised. They were back on their heels for most of it. The puck is sent in, and the Weyburn goaltender Roca hangs on. They think a little bit of a quick whistle there. Cody Mapes wants a face-off at center ice. Raphael, what do you think?
Well, he's been good advocating. I wouldn't do that, but he's got the silver tongue here tonight, so who knows?
13:07 to go, maybe a bit of a quick whistle. Roca's not happy, I can tell you that. But a great penalty kill nonetheless for the Weyburn Red Wings here.
They were very aggressive too.
Yes, battling hard here against Flin Flon. It's a 1-goal game, 2-1. That's Bronx to take the face-off here against Schmidt. And a whole bunch of guys are moving there, so they'll blow that down right away. Good crowd, great atmosphere once again at the Whitney Forum. What do you expect for one of the best buildings to Watch hockey in anywhere around the globe. Three hosts set for the face-off here once again. Guys moving all over the place. Linesman telling him, you guys got to wait for me to get set here. Weyburn wins the draw. Reho will race after it in the corner. Taken out hard that time by Schmidt. Puck lifted down the ice. Icing called, and we'll get another opportunity for a Bomber face-off deep in Weyburn territory.
But you can tell the crowd, they're on the edge of their seat here. When they're not making noise, they're just, you can see them over top of here, just kind of, not worried, but definitely very focused on what's going on here.
Just a one shot for Flin Flon in the third period. They're being outshot 6-1. Lesperance to take the face-off once again against Schmidt. And Weyburn wins another face-off, but Flin Flon's Lalamier tried to jump on it. Lesperance will rim that around the boards. Holmes waits for it. He'll knock it down. There's a shot off Sale's stick to the corner. Lesperance try to get in position there. Weyburn been a lot more physical here as the game has gone on as well. They'll get that puck out. Good job that time by Martin, but Flin Flon will flip it back in. Lesperance swats that back to Lalamier. Lalamier tied up, can't get a stick free. There's McIntyre. Back for the wings to center. Flin Flon gets it back to Brio. Shot from Lesperance. Gets in! And nowhere near the net. He ripped it 20 feet over top of it. Lalamier. He'll follow that up, try to come back out front. Lesperance. Blue line, Jacobson. Long shot, save. Rebound out front. Oh, they can't finish. What a save again by Roca. Lesperance looking up in disbelief.
Two great chances by Lesperance back-to-back, and it was stoned by Roca.
Roca stoning him, getting that right pad out there. Looked like Dominic Hasek on that save.
And it's one of the rare times where you see him out of form. You see him kind of showing off his acrobatics there. Lesperance on the bench. He can't believe it. He's looking up to the heavens. Now he's looking down at himself here as he has had a golden opportunity taken from him.
He thought he outweighted him, but I tell you what, Roca was there. Oh, Roca's been the story of this hockey game. He's been absolutely fantastic. Puck is flipped out. They get went up and hit one of the banners here, that 58-59 banner there, Raphael. You can see it waving there.
Yeah, good year.
Big year for the Bombers coming up. Of course, a big year for the entire community, but the hockey team in particular getting set to celebrate 100 years.
100 years, and how about over 1,000 games for Mike Reagan?
Yes. My understanding is there'll be a big league presentation here when Melville's here in a couple weekends' time. That'll be a good weekend to be in.
How about we have 1,000 fans in the building for it?
That'd be nice. Be nice to have 1,000 fans there for these two great teams here this weekend. Good crowd here tonight, though. Miller back of the Weyburn net. Knocked away from him. Wings on it. Oh, Miller came out, got a good slash away on Burgess. Might have got away with one there. There's Carmen. Up the boards to Pierce. He'll take his time. Here comes the former Western Hockey Leaguer and Bomber. Dumping it in. Got a chance to play in a Memorial Cup with Kamloops. Pierce, I think, has been playing junior hockey for like 5 years.
Grizzled veterans.
Yeah. Put on some beef, a little bit bigger since when he played for the Bombers. He was pretty young when he played for Flin Flon, but had that big overtime winner against the Bombers when they met a couple weeks back. Very good player, and I know that Weyburn was very excited to add him. Face-off back in the wing zone, the left of the goaltender, Roca, another former Western Hockey Leaguer who's been the difference in this game. Miscue back at his own blue line. Left it there for Fashawn. Gets it ahead from Martin. Morozov tried to catch up with it, knocked away by Burgess. He gets it back inside Flin Flon territory. Miscue will flip that around the boards here for Morozov. Morozov loses it right away to DK. Weyburn has had the puck for a good juncture of this third period. They'll lift it ahead. Here comes Monroe. Monroe takes off across the Bomber line. He'll bring it in deep. Monroe back of the net, still has it. Monroe, nice pass out front. Here's a chance, walking in, and just flipped over top of the net that time by Moldy. Puck loose, and Tritt's going to pounce on that. And boy, Weyburn, they've caught Flin Flon flat-footed on a number of opportunities here in this period.
Yeah, Moldy almost with his second goal of the game. I think he just could have come in a little tighter, let one fly, and Tritt's very fortunate that it just went wide. He's back in the net here, and it looks like they solved that ice issue that they had in there, as he likes to hang out deep in his Bomber net.
He certainly does. The shots once again, 6-3 wings. Another big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone between Sykes and Tritt. Back to Sale on target. Oh, Tritt makes the save. There's a bit of a rebound. He jumps on that right away. And Charlie Tritt, a big save there off the face-off. Wait, it's funny. Weyburn in the early going was winning all the faceoffs, and Flin Flon kind of took over. I don't know if the Bombers have won a faceoff in the third period.
Yeah, that's a really bit of struggle here. That's why they had so much success there in the first period.
Schmidt will take the draw again against Seitz to the left of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Weyburn pressing here, trying to tie this game. They've been by far the better team here in the third period. Bombers will work it out. That's kicked back in, but they're offside. Here's Jacobson. Back to center ice to Ulmer. He'll dump this in for Seitz. He'll try to catch up with it. Can't get to it. Carmen does. Throws it back out front. Grabbed here by Schmidt. Going to come back to Sale. Puck will come in from the Bomber net. Bruce is there. How about that play he made in the second period? Might have saved the goal. Here's a chance for Seitz. Can he get a stick on it? No, that one whacked away. McNichol for the Wings. Plays it back to Schmidt across the Bomber blue line. Knocked away by Jacobson. Here's Seitz. Beats it to Ulmer. He'll get a hold of it. He'll rip it in. Roca stares that down back of the net. And he'll flip it back to left point. Mounier can't hold the line. Puck rolls back inside the Weyburn zone. There's a bounce pass. Keller will pick it up for the Wings. He loses an edge, but hangs on to it. Good work by Keller along the boards. Back to Doyle. Here's long shot into the glove. Tritt will snare that and hang on. 9:42 to go in the third period. You got to be pretty happy for Cody Mapes right now. His team's, ever since it worked, but he called his team out. The last media timeout, Raphael, they've been a lot different team since then.
Yeah, he definitely put a burr in their saddle as the Weyburn Red Wings, in terms of puck possession and control, have done a good job here in this third period, despite being down 2-1. Charlie Tritt, I will say, a little better rebound control than the other side with Roca there. Roca, with that Les Barrett's goal, a couple of bites of the apple, you only get one chance with Charlie Tritt, it seems, so far here in the third period.
Weyburn, though, doing things right. They're winning a lot of face-offs. They're taking their time. They're throwing everything they can to the net, and they continue to play this well. They've been definitely pressing here.
And they're getting in and in tight, and that's why it's very fortuitous that Tritt has such good rebound control, because there's such a swarm out in front of him if he gives them another chance. Media timeout here.
Flin Flon remains in front 2-1. We can take a look at what's happening in the other games. We mentioned Nipwood, of course, picked up a big victory tonight. They've been red hot of late for the 4-0 shutout victory against the Larange Ice Wolves. 8-5. Battleford has beaten Warman. Yorkton holds off Estevan tonight 5-4. Humboldt's come back to tie things up. They need points as well. 2-2 against Melville late in the third. And Melfort a 4-2 lead on Kindersley. Less than 9 minutes remaining in the game. Every one of those games has something to play for tonight.
Yeah, it's all bunching up tight, and definitely these two teams are right up there with them.
Face-off back in the Flin Flon zone. The right of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Miller set for the face-off here against Drew Moldy, the Weyburn goal scorer. Wings have been playing hard. They win another draw. Pierce's chance. And that will get redirected over the glass and out of play. It's obvious what Weyburn's game plan is. They're getting it back and they're just shooting it and hoping it hits somebody or they screen the goaltender or whatever. They're shooting and shooting from all over the place.
Well, we saw one of the shots hit about 3 or 4 skates and just never went into the net. It's like Plinko out there sometimes.
Moldy against Miller again. And again the Wings win the draw. Back to Pierce, a chance deflected, they score! You knew it was just a matter of time the way that Weyburn was coming on. Redirected by Romaleri. And Weyburn has tied this game and continue to give the Bombers all kinds of problems here at the Whitney Forum.
Yeah, they were just swarming them, and the puck possession, the time of their own end, just seemingly a matter of time here as the Bombers a little back of their heels, and we're all tied to 2 apiece.
Romaleri redirects that pass. Tritt, it's even at 2. Weyburn, like I said, has been totally the better team here in the third period. And Flin Flon don't really have their feet moving, do they?
Well, even the first 53 seconds when they had that power play, they didn't have a great opportunity. It's been right off the hop for Weyburn.
Romaleri has scored, and Weyburn has tied up this game at 2. We'll see how the Flin Flon Bombers respond. But again, Weyburn, remember, has beaten Flin Flon 9 of the last 12 times they've played and have won 4 of the last 5 here at the Whitney Forum, and determined to come in here and win again tonight to snap that 18-0 home streak for Flin Flon. The Wings right now very determined, and the face-offs have been absolutely huge in this game.
Yeah, it's the Bombers, like we mentioned there in the first period, that's how they were able to really control the game here, and ever since after that, Weyburn taking things with the winning of the face-offs and leading them into scoring.
Romaleri has scored. It's 2-2. Still plenty of time on the clock. 9:17 remaining in the third period tonight. Is Stitton will line up for the face-off here against Moldy once again. Not a lot of great chances for football, but they do win a face-off. That comes back to Fashawn. He's got it through traffic, hits a leg. Held in by Miscue. He'll throw it in the corner this time for Breho. Breho, try to get it to settle down. That's picked up by Stitton. And blown down here by the referee. I think it might have been hit with a high stick. It was. That's what they signal, so that's why they'll blow it down. And they're going to face off once again here, deep in Weyburn territory.
An opportunity here for the Bombers with a couple of face-offs in the end just to give Trit a chance to recover. And who knows on the Bomber end? I think it's going to be something ugly. It's going to be off of a skate. It's going to be off of a low stick, off of a deflection here is the way you're going to get it by each of these goaltenders.
Pierce and Moldy, by the way, get the assist on Romolari's goal. This is third of the year, but a big one here at the Whitney Forum tonight. All even at 2. Here's Reed Arbery for Flin Flon. He'll send that one in, hit a partition. Pierce is there. Played up the boards. Flin Flon will hold it in for the time being. That's picked up here by Breho. Dumped it in deep. Bird couldn't find it. Stitton has it. Stitton, good work. Back of the net. This is Arbery. Pinned up along the boards this time by Bird. Arbery fights to get away. Lifts it around the boards. Fashawn will race over the left side to try and hold it in. Gets it along the boards to Breho. Back it deep again, but Weyburn pushing everything to the outside. And they'll get the puck free. Down the ice it goes. Miscue had a chance, but couldn't knock it down. Icing negated. 8:20 to go in the third period. Here's Miscue. Tap that one ahead. Looking for Morozov, but it'll roll in deep. Here's a steal by Morozov. Trying to come back out front. That one got partially blocked. Flin Flon fighting to hold it in. There's a chance through traffic, and a good job that time by Roka to see it with Miller in front of him. Miller in the corner. Picked up by Martin. Lost the handle. Intercepted this time by Lalamere, who's got the, by Romolari, who's got the tying goal. Bruce back in the Flin Flon zone. Miller along the boards, tried to get the puck out. He's pinned up there. Weyburn battling away. Puck does squirt free. Morozov has it for Flin Flon. Fanned on it, but got it back here to Bruce. Tried to lift it ahead. Pierce intercepted it, sends it back in. Look out! Jacobson, a little trouble there, handling the puck on the side of his own net. Here comes that ferocious forecheck by Weyburn again. The Bombers will cough it up. Carmen will keep it in. Monroe back of the net. Monroe hangs on to it. Bruce will pin him up along the boards. Dug free by Lesbrance, flipped it to Jacobson, who looks a little tired to me. Puck flipped back out front. Bruce off the glass, does get it out. McNichol will fire it right back in. They're going to keep Jacobson on the ice. He needs to get off for a change in the worst way. Played it back to Lalamere, can't come up with it. Puck will roll back in Weyburn territory. Icing called. And Jacobson cannot get off the ice, Raphael.
Yeah, he's got to be...
He's dead out there.
Yeah, he's kind of just gliding out there. A rare mistake there by Charlie Trent. He put down his glove to try and find the puck, and it wasn't there. It was like a magic trick.
6:52 to go. Shots are 26-25 Flin Flon. The Wings, though, have tied it up here on a beautiful redirection by Romolari, his third of the year. And Weyburn pressing. Flin Flon just hanging on here. Have really had a tough time in their own zone in this game. Bruce off the draw. We'll flip that over to Ulmer. He's bumped off the play. Puck comes free. Puck bouncing again inside Flin Flon territory. They dig it through skates. Lalamere couldn't get it out. Weyburn holds it in. There's a chance. Fired on target. A big save by Trent. Highway robbery there on Burgess. And as this game looms on, Raphael, we might remember that save. Jacobson out there still, trying to throw that back out front. But Sean will hold it in. Now Jacobson will finally get off for a change. What a save, though, by Charlie Trent moments ago.
And it led to clearing it, which the Bombers have had trouble doing.
Bombers try to put that back in. DK has it. Back to Burgess. Big body check there. Fans will cheer that. Meanwhile, look out. We got a scrap coming up here.
Lesperance going at it.
Schrader didn't like the hit. He comes over. He yanks the helmet off Lesperance. And Schrader and Lesperance are going to make things happen here. Schrader reaches out. Misses with a couple of shots. And they both fall to the ice pretty quickly. 6:01 remaining here in the third period tonight. Lesperance goes down hard on the ice.
And Lesperance is cut.
They didn't like the hit, but boy, this Weyburn team, they're jacked up, Raphael. It'll be interesting to see who gets the momentum out of that was a big body check by Les Bronze, but Weyburn responded with the fight right after it. They've got the goal, and Flin Flon's been kind of hanging on here in this third period.
Well, they got the crowd back into it. Like I was talking, there was a lot of nervous energy just amongst the crowd. You could cut the tension with a knife, and Les Bronze trying to release that tension with a scrap cut on his right eye there, as the Bombers will see if they can feed off of the fisticuffs going on here in the final 6 minutes.
6:01 to go. Shots dead even at 26 apiece. A great game tonight. Wings and Bombers tied up at 2. Flin Flon the early 2-0 lead, but their goaltender again, Joey Roca, with some tremendous saves, allowing his team a chance to come back. And it can be probably the most popular cliche in hockey, but it's so true. It's not necessarily how many saves you make, but when you make them. Timely saves. That breakaway save on Ryder Muka's one that I remember back in the second period.
That timely save by Charlie Tritt, too, as the Bombers were having trouble clearing it, made a big kick save. He doesn't give a lot of rebounds out, but I think that helped the Bombers actually clear it and move it into the Weyburn end.
Charlie Tritt, a huge save on a bad giveaway in the Flin Flon zone.
And they just couldn't. They were just there was miscues. They were fanning on it. They just couldn't get it out anyway. It needed Tritt to come in and clear as the officials are discussing what the penalties are going to be here.
I think one of the issues is the guy removed his helmet. And I think that might be something that they're discussing.
Well, Les Bronze has got the cage on.
Yeah, his came off, but the Weyburn guy,
Trader,
he took his helmet off. So that might end up being a penalty. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that. So I know that that's some discussion about him removing his helmet.
Well, they're talking to players on one end. They're talking to Mapes and friends on the bench there.
Be very interesting to see how. Flin Flon might be looking for an instigator too, right?
There's 2 up on Weyburn for sure.
I wonder if it's the fact that he took his helmet off. I'm thinking probably the instigator, Raphael, but I know that that could be something as well. We'll see if both teams end up getting a penalty here. There's 2 up on the Weyburn side. There isn't a player in either penalty box. Looks like a Weyburn guy's going to go in now. So going in to take the penalty here for Weyburn is going to be Burgess.
The Bombers got to get a power play on this?
I'm not sure.
It is, yeah.
Well, so far,
well,
the referee's corner to talk. They do have power play up on the board here.
Stoice Embroidery is letting us know it's a power play, Rob.
What a chance there for the Bombers tonight. That lethal power play they've got have not had a lot of good offensive chances. So here's the play here on the body check, I think. Well, they're just showing the fight. And he takes his helmet off here, and I want to wait to see what the call is here.
Well, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Bombers is to have a power play.
I don't think they care what the call is. They get a chance to possibly try and retake the lead here, their 5th power play of the game. Arbery, Martin, Seitz, Muka, and Fashon. The Weyburn penalty killers, McNichol, Doyle, Sale. And I'm trying to see the number on the far boards there. That's probably Pierce, I'm assuming. No, it's Bird. Bird's got it. Look out. Muka takes a puck up high. He's down. And the puck is lifted back inside the Flin Flon zone. Tread out to play it. Aggressive penalty kill by Weyburn again. They won't let Flin Flon breathe. Fashon back of his own net. Swings that pass back up to Martin. Knocked away that time by Bird. Boy, this Weyburn penalty killing has been good tonight. Fashon forced back of his own net. Here's Fashon. Swings that pass to Arbery. Back to center and intercepted by Bird again. Flin Flon can't get going. Fashon forced back in his own zone. 1:20 to go in the power play. 5:20 in the third period. Fashon loses the handle. Look out. Robillari, already a goal tonight, takes it away from, throws it back out front. Trying to finish up. Oh, there's a chance. Tritt with the save. Wings come close short-handed. Here comes Miller back the other way. Miller takes off a backhander on target, steered away that time by Roca. Boy, the Wings, what a game they've played here tonight. Down the ice it goes. Tritt will make the save. 52 seconds remaining in the power play. Under 5 minutes to go in the third. And this Bomber power play has not been able to get going. Here's Morozov. Lifts that pass to Ulmer. Morozov along the boards. Fights free, throws to the blue line. Nobody's home. And Miskey will pick it up on the Bomber side of center. Gives it away. Poke back down inside. The Flin Flon trying to force things here, Raphael.
Yeah, you can see they're kind of chasing the puck.
Miskew forced back in his own zone. The power play. Not how they drew it up, I can tell you that. But you got to give Weyburn's penalty killing unit a lot of credit. They've just been that bad. They've been that much better than the Bomber power play. Jacobson, he'll try again. At center ice, lifted it ahead. Breho trying to find some room. Lalamier will keep it in. Fanned on it, got it back. Lalamier trying to come out front. There's a save by Roca. Penalty is over. Burgess out of the box at Flin Flon. 0 for 5 here tonight. Leo Sykes knocked it down, held it in. Breho back out front. Lalamier knocked away right away. Bombers keep it in. Lalamier back of the net. Throws it out front. Swatted away that time. Good defensive play. And the Wings get it back to center. This is Burgess. He'll send it in with 3.5 remaining in the third period. Miller in the corner. Monroe falls down. That'll give Flin Flon a chance to play it out. Miller again. Looking for some room up the right side. Flipped it in along the boards. Chased after it. Throws it out front off the side of the Weyburn net. Monroe got it back. Played it ahead. Here come the Wings. Romaleri, what a third period for him. Throws it in. Bombers want an icing call. They're not going to get it. Bruce. He'll get it again. Here comes Bruce to center. Played that one back to Jacobson. Rolled in. Pierce has got it for the Wings. Back ahead. He had Monroe behind the D. Puck will roll to the side of the net. Icing called. And 2:56 to go. How about that Weyburn penalty kill?
Yeah, the Bombers really couldn't get anything going there, and it's a rarity this year that they're going 0 for 5 with the man advantage. Weyburn very aggressive, miscues by the Flin Flon Bombers. Weyburn almost with an opportunity with a shorthanded goal. Again, Charlie Tritt keeping this one a tie game.
2:56 to go. I think the Bombers have called a timeout. I think that's a good move. This is a huge face-off inside the Weyburn zone, so Mike Reagan picking, I think, a pretty good time to call his timeout here.
Well, you might as well just give everybody a chance to settle down, whether it's either you give them a rah-rah speech or you do something tactically here, as Cody Mapes is also discussing things on his end, as it is going to be a very tense final 2 minutes, 56 seconds, as it doesn't look like these teams are, there is, you know, the threat of overtime going on there, but these teams, I don't think they want to let it go that far, but man, with all that open ice 3-on-3, oh, that would be something here. It'd
be interesting to see if the Bombers could contain Weyburn's speed 3-on-3.
Well, see, both teams are just such with skating, but it just looks like Weyburn's skating with a lot more power, with a lot more purpose here in the third period.
And the thing is, you can't turn the puck over against them, and that's what's been happening. And remember, that's what happened in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and
almost the exact same thing.
Bombers have a problem with that, especially in their own end.
Then they'll take the face-off here inside the wing zone as he lines up here against McNichol. And the Wings win another face-off. Here they come, quickly outside the zone. It's Pierce down across the Bomber line. Pierce will hang on to it along the boards. Pierce tied up, works it free. There's Sale after it. Boy, his feet never stop moving. He digs it free. Good work here by Pace. Out front, Pierce, a chance. Out, Trent the save. And again, Weyburn winning another battle along the boards. And they continue to press. The shots are 12-4 Wings here in the third period. And I'll tell you, Raphael, Flin Flon is just hanging on here.
Fantastic rebound control again there by Charlie Tritt. It bounced off of the logo and was able to cover up. That gets misplayed. It's going into the back of the net.
Weyburn with all the confidence right now. You can hear them the way that they're talking and drawing up plays. Flin Flon is kind of holding back. Maybe praying for a bit of a miracle here right now with the way that they've had a tough third period.
We're still tied, bro.
Weyburn all over them, though. They need something to happen here in a hurry. Bruce along the boards, he falls down. Jacobson has his guy tied up. That's Monroe. Monroe's had another good game here tonight as well. His feet continue to move as well. Well, look at Monroe. Look at the work he's doing back there, kicking that puck free. Bombers off the glass. They do get out. It's a race for the puck. Breho will take off up the ice. Here's Breho. A backhander on target. The save made here by Roca. Flin Flon looking for the loose puck back of the net. That's grabbed here by the Wings. A quick pass outside the zone. Monroe back to center. Off the boards in Flin Flon territory. Bruce there to get it. Bruce has got it. Feeds it back to Jacobson a little bit behind him. DK was in on him. Just got rid of it. A minute 40 to go. Muka will tap it home. Roca back to that. Really hasn't had to face a tough shot here in the third period. Trying to stay loose though. Might be called upon here late. Here's Morozov. Sends it back in. DK is there. He'll dump it to the corner to Carmen. Carmen up the boards. Morozov got a piece of it. Wings get it back. Back to the attack. Burgess drops it back to center. DK along the left-hand side. There's a chance over top of that. Fired over top of the right shoulder that time by Pierce. Flin Flon tried to get going the other way. Morozov gets hammered here by Burgess. Big body check there. And again, the Weyburn bench cheering that on. They've got everything going right now. McNichol takes the pass. Walks in. Back door into the glove. And a save by Tritt. Good job that time by the Bomber D-man Flin to get back. And he tied up the Weyburn forward there, Sale. But boy, the Wings doing everything, Raphael. Face-offs, body checks, getting back and defending. They've played a really good, this is as good as a period I've seen anybody play at this rate here this year.
Yeah, the Weyburn's on their front foot. They're just being just that much more aggressive. They're not being reckless. Everything's kind of clicking. They're getting all the puck bounces that they can. See what the Bombers can do here. Less than a minute to go.
Moldy to take the face-off against Stitton to the right of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. 55 seconds remaining in the third. That Weyburn bench electric. Look at keep their mastery going here at the Whitney Forum, where they've had nothing but success the last 2 years. Flin Flon will win the face-off. They will get the puck out. Arbery will pick it up. One-on-one against Carmen. Arbery got it in, but he didn't fool Carmen at all. He stayed with him and made a good play. Back to Moldy. Look out, Moldy falls down, almost gives it away. Sale will come back and pick it up. Puck bouncing on him. Puck laying inside the Weyburn zone. Pierce trying to poke that ahead. Grabbed instead by Carmen. Carmen in the corner. Lifts it ahead. Bruce pitches in. Can't keep it in. Puck comes back to Jacobson at center. He'll rip it right back inside the zone. Maybe a couple Weyburn guys tired right now. There's a good opportunity here by Ulmer. Tries to zigzag away from traffic along the boards. Jacobson can't hold it in. Here's Pearson, Bruce racing after it. Bruce trying to get back. Pierce tied him up well. Rode him into the boards good as well. Gives the puck away to Monroe, but Flin Flon will snag it back. Time going to expire here. And we're going to get overtime, Raphael. We're going to get a chance to see how these teams go 3-on-3. Cody Mapes looks like he's pretty excited to me. He knows basically they've got at least 1 point, maybe two, and knows they have the momentum going into overtime.
Yeah, Mike Reagan's got to be happy he got that whistle here, trying to just get a reset. As the Bombers, they've got some smooth and powerful skaters on their end as well. They got Charlie Tritt in between the pipes, but it is going to be, I think, discipline and puck control is going to be the name of the game in overtime. Lots of turnovers happen. Momentum shifts the other way within a blink of an eye. Should be very exciting with these two high-caliber, high-powered skaters.
Weyburn outshot Flin Flon 13-5 in the third. They lead 29-28 through regulation. And the Bombers, like I said, very lucky to get the game to overtime. A couple big saves there by Charlie Tritt that you commented on late in the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. His rebound control, I think, is what got this one into overtime. And the Weyburn Red Wings with great opportunities, great chances, great winning the faceoffs, but just not getting that final finish.
Romaleri has tied the game. The only goal in the third period. His third at 10:26 from Pierce and Moldy. Wings won the faceoff. The quick chance from the blue line by Pierce. And Romaleri just redirects the puck over top of Charlie Tritt's shoulder, who's made some good saves. Good goaltending battle here tonight.
Yeah, good battle here. A lot of aggression. I think great power being shown there by the Weyburn Red Wings. I don't think they can really dominate with a forecheck like they would 5-on-5, like they're going to do 3-on-3. So see how things go here as both sides open it up.
Very interesting to see. I mean, I think that one of the things I've noticed in the third period that the Bomber defense has had a little bit of trouble with the Weyburn speed. I'm really interested to see on this 3-on-3. And of course, you turn the puck over, and either team, of course, has got so many weapons that can make it interesting.
And you've come fatigue a bit of a factor here. The Bomber is doing so much defending. They're a little guzzled here.
Miller, Martin, and Flin will start for Flin Flon. Pierce. Looks like both Pierces are out there, as well as Drew Moldy. And that's how we're going to start overtime here. And this is the big defenseman, Ryland Pierce, who's got the puck inside his own zone. He'll swing that pass ahead, and they'll get that one in deep here. Weyburn going to go for broke. I'm sure trying to score quickly if they can. Flin, he'll pick it up and quickly take it off his stick. But Martin over to help him. It's a 2-on-1. Martin hangs on, walks in, shoots. Good save again by Roca, who didn't have to make a tough save in the entire third period. Here comes Pierce. Back across the Bomber blue line. Whiffed on it. He'll grab it again. Pierce hanging on to it. Good work. Flin can't take it from him. Tries to tie him up along the boards. Wings already make a change here. They've got the puck, and they'll try to work it back out front here. That's Monroe getting tied up here. We got a penalty in overtime, Raphael.
Wow.
Flin Flon going to take a penalty. Monroe got hooked up, and the Wings are going to get a 4-on-3 power play here in overtime. I talked about the speed again.
I don't know. That seemed a little questionable at best.
Well, Miller doesn't like to call either. It is a hook and call, and Weyburn will get a chance to win it in overtime. Their fourth chance of the game. In 4-on-3, there's going to be a lot of open ice here. So Miller will go for the hook. Here's the play along the boards. Or I thought we might see it again. You thought a marginal call then, Raphael?
I agree with the Whitney Forum faithful.
Moldy will take the face-off against Arbery back in the Flin Flon zone, the right of the netminder, Charlie Tritt. Great chance here for the Wings. Bombers win the face-off. They needed that one. Here's Jacobson. Hit a partition, came back to Arbery, and he'll get it out. Pierce will stay out there for the Wings. Fans obviously don't like the call. But we'll see what the Flin Flon Bomber penalty killing unit can do here. Here's the drop pass to Sale. Sale's got it. He'll take off inside the Flin Flon zone. Dropped it back here. That's Moldy. Back in tight for Sale. Back out front to Pierce. A lot of traffic in front. There's a chance, Monroe. Good glove save by Tritt. That looked nice.
In front of a lot of traffic, too.
You know what? He's had a lot of good saves tonight, Raphael. That might be his best one.
Yeah, that was a scoop up there because there were two Bombers and a Red Wing in front of him, and he was able to see it. I was talking about that excellent vision that Tritt has.
Big save there. Moldy set for the face-off again against Arbery deep inside the Flin Flon zone to the right of the netminder Charlie Tritt, trying to keep his team in it. Wings win the face-off. They're on the power play. Monroe back out front. There's a chance by Sale off a stick over the glass and out of play. Minute 29 to go in the power play. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the overtime period. Oh, what a game here tonight.
And this is where winning the face-offs are going to be key here.
Absolutely. And if you're Flin Flon, you don't want to get hemmed in your zone and get tired, right?
Well, it's
good move by Mike Reagan again. He's making a change here.
Yeah, and it's thrown off the whole dynamic of overtime, which is so free-flowing and so much space out there. Now it's just the Bombers holding on here defending.
You want to get fresh legs out there, so they'll take Arbery off and put Stitton in. He'll come in there fresh. And the face-off again in the Flin Flon zone, the left of the Bomber netminder Tritt. I'm not sure what's happening in Weyburn now. Well, they got the referee and the linesman below us. Are they having trouble with the clock again here tonight? Yeah, they are. They had to adjust seconds on it again. They took 2 off this time. It was 3:38. Now it's down to 3:36. I don't think Mike Reagan thinks that's enough, Raphael, by the read his body English.
Well, they just spin it back to 1993.
Anyway, they take 2 seconds off. Moldy will take the face-off against Stitton. And nice job by Stitton. The puck will come out. And Pierce will go back to pick up the puck in his own blue line. He'll set things up from there. Dropped it back to Sale. He's got it. Sale, good move across the Bomber line. Here he comes. Sale walks in, comes out front. Monroe can't get a stick on it. Knocked out by Jacobson. Pierce back to catch up with it. Feeds it back to Sale. 1:05 to go in the power play. He'll give way to Monroe. Monroe's got it. Across the Bomber line, the former Melfort Mustang. Brings it in a backhander. Big save by Tritt. Monroe will shovel it back out front. Wings still have it. Pierce takes a look. Back out front to Sale. Pierce the one-timer. There's Tritt. Big save as Bruce and Moldy mix it up in front of the net. Oh, Will Monroe's had a fantastic game. For as good as Roca was early, Will Monroe's been well, they've had Ludburg guys play well, but Monroe in particular has created something every time he's been out there.
And Charlie Tritt is keeping the Bombers in this one. Another huge save to keep this one still going in overtime as the Bombers are giving the Weyburn Red Wings lots of chances here with a man advantage in the extra frame.
46 seconds to go in the power play. Arbery back out there to take the face-off against Pierce. And the Wings win the draw. Carmen has it at the blue line. Takes a look, he shrugs it off. Gets the return pass, hangs on. That one got blocked by Arbery, but he can't get it out. Bruce along the board, nice body check there. He'll chip it back to the goal. Jacobson on top of it, and he'll get it the length of the ice. Broke out to make the save. 23 seconds to go in the power play, 2.5 minutes remaining in overtime. Here comes Carmen. Back to the Weyburn blue line. To center. Carmen will bring it in. Dropped it back there for Pierce. Carmen back it, comes out front. Goes through some legs. Doyle pinched in, fed it back out front to Burgess. Here's Doyle. Back to Burgess. Sends it back to Carmen. One-timer! There's Tritt taking it away from Pierce. A great save. Power play over. And Miller is back on the ice. Can he get back in the play? Wings still have control. Doyle at the blue line can't hold it in. And boy, what a big penalty kill that was. And Raphael absolutely right. That was Charlie Tritt. Here comes Mounier. Back the other way. Flin Flon, I don't think, they do have one shot in overtime. Weyburn's got 4. And are out shooting Flin Flon 33-29 so far now in the extra period. Here's a drop pass to Sale. Sale's got it. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Sale after it. Vachon got a piece of it, lost his stick. And the puck is loose inside the Flin Flon zone. Muka working hard to try to get it free. It comes back to the Bomber net. Vachon gets his lumber back. He's got it. Minute 20 to go in overtime. Flin Flon, until that penalty, have not had a lot of good chances so far. 3-on-3. Vachon forced back in his own zone. Gets it back to Seitz. Here's Leo Seitz. Tried to thread that needle back over to Miskew, but Wings blocked it. Muki in there trying to grab the puck. Pierce had a hold of his stick here. Fans reacting to that. Flin Flon tried to come back out front. There's a big collision there. Sale's got it. He'll drop it back to DK at center. Less than a minute remaining in overtime. Here's Pierce. Sale will come back and pick it up. Arbery on top of him. Forces Sale back of the Weyburn net. Here's Sale. Back to Carmen. Almost lost it, but gets it back to Sale. Wings on the attack again. Doyle will dump it in. Miscue for Flin Flon. Tried to play that back to Arbery. Arbery along the boards. Can't knock it down. Puck is loose. Doyle has it. Doyle shoots it. Blocked in front of the net. I'm not sure who that hit. I think it might have hit Miscue. Flin Flon scrambling to try to get the puck out. Back on their heels here again. Vachon will pick it up with only 16 seconds to go. That one too far. Cut off here by Carmen. Carmen will flip it out. Doyle will have it. One last chance. Doyle across the Bomber line. Miscue comes over. Blocks that. Over the glass and out of play. And obviously the power play, a big part of that overtime. Flin Flon not been able to muster much at all in this overtime period, but again, did a good job to kill the penalty. In particular, some big saves by Charlie Tritt.
Yeah, Charlie Tritt usually likes to stay in between the pipes there deep in his net. Did a good job cutting off the angle there with his last big save, as the Bombers have got 4 seconds left before we perhaps see a shootout.
And how about the face-off here, Raphael?
4 seconds, you can do it. I've seen it.
That's a lot of time, and who knows, maybe he'll be slow to start the clock again. I would be better be on that quick. Face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone, the right here.
Nate's just looking at it.
Well, you better believe he is. I don't blame him. Off the face-off, Vachon's got it. And it looks like we're going to go to the shootout here tonight, Raphael. Are you a fan of the shootout, yes or no?
Regular season, I'm okay with it. I'm not 3-on-3. I think it's a little gimmicky, but the shootout just you want to have a winner at the end of the day. I like a good. You like a good triple overtime, Rob.
It would have been interesting had we been playing. So of course, they would have played 5-on-5 in the overtime too. But anyway, Charlie Tritt, what a game for him tonight, giving his team a chance here. The shots through overtime, 4-1 Weyburn. And they wind up with 33, the Bombers with 29. Now we'll see what they can do in the overtime period. Of course, Flin Flon without some pretty good players here on the shootout. Joey Lee's been pretty good for them in the shootout this year. They won't have him.
Their scratches would be a great shootout lineup.
Wow, obviously, is a big one.
Alexander with his speed.
So Flin Flon missing some good players here for the shootout tonight.
What do you like? Do you like going slow TJ Oshie style, Rob, or you go just barreling through?
You know what? I think it all depends where you shoot. If you're the first guy, maybe, but if you're a couple deep in, maybe sometimes like to catch the goalie maybe napping a bit. I like the guys that go in and just wire it at the goalie.
Yeah, just shoot from the blue line.
I mean, it's interesting. I think it's tough to say. I mean, when you start off, maybe, but again, the deeper you get in, you want to try and catch the goalie if you can.
I think the goalies are so good these days. I don't think you gotta overthink it. I don't think you're gonna fool a lot of guys. I think you gotta use your speed.
So here we go. It's going to be the shootout to decide it here tonight. Weyburn looks like they're going to shoot first. The captain's going to get an opportunity here tonight. It's going to be Lucas Schmidt. And he'll pick it up. Schmidt will pick it up, and he is going slow down the right side. Cutting in, Schmidt. Look out, he scores! Finds a way to jam it in. Lucas Schmidt makes it 1-0 Weyburn in the shootout. The Bombers are going to go with Leo Seitz here. He'll be the first shooter. Looked like Trent had the save there, but it just kind of went off his stick and able to find its way in. Leo Seitz will pick it up now for Flin Flon. He stick handles as well. Walks in, scores! Same thing, it looked like Roca had a piece of it, but off his stick and in. And both goals very similar. Hit the goalie's stick before it went in.
Yeah, I think they kind of had the goalies kind of fooled a little bit coming in so slow. Seitz able to score to make the shootout 1-1.
Here comes DK. We remember him from the SJHL semifinal last year. What a player he is. He'll go down the left side. DK cuts in, makes a couple moves, maybe one too many. And Charlie Trent will poke that ahead. Bomber's going to go with Ryder Muka here. Had a pretty good road trip. Has been fairly quiet in this game tonight. Not a lot of room for him, but he'll get an opportunity here. And Muka will pick it up. He looks like he's going to drift over to the right side as well. Muka hangs on. Muka, couple moves. One move too many. Mishandles the puck. And we'll see what Weyburn could do in their final shooter. Looked like Muka had a good move there, but just kind of lost the handle at the last second. Burgess is going to shoot this time for the Wings, and Cody Mapes noticing something, mentioned something to him. He might know where to go. We'll see. Burgess will pick it up. He's going to go down the left side as well. Burgess hangs on, and there's Trent with a good save there. Reed Arbery going to get a chance to win it here for Flin Flon on the shootout. What a year for Reed Arbery. Breakout year for him this year.
He's no Tom Burgess, that's for sure.
No, he's not, but fans are chanting for Reed Arbery. He's got it. He's going to slowly take his time, makes his way out front. Arbery hangs on, he rips it over top. Roca takes it off the shoulder. Tried something a little bit different. The guys were trying that fancy move. He just decided to get in tight and shoot it.
Yeah, he plucked it high. I think he just got too much under it. As we go to the fourth shooter now. 19 goals for him this year. Here comes the Wings' next shooter. This is Pierce. And a good player for them tonight. Pierce walks in. And hit there again. They've been shooting low blocker on him. Have you noticed that, the last three guys? They've all gone stick side, yeah.
They're all trying to go low blocker on Trent, and he's been able to rise to the occasion. Morozov, who's got some pretty sweet hands, got that beautiful first goal here tonight. And we'll see what Mr. Morozov can do. He's going to glide across the Weyburn blue line as well. Morozov walks in, hangs on it again, lifts it over top of the net. He tried the same thing that Arbery did, so they're trying to go high glove hand here. Both teams have their spots picked, but it's not working.
Yeah, the scouting report in theory looks good, but you got to execute.
Shooting now for Weyburn. Here comes McNichol. McNichol will pick it up. He's going to glide down the left side as well. McNichol hangs on, shoots it, nowhere near the net. Here comes Wyatt Stitton now for Flin Flon. Has a goal here tonight. A new career high for him in 12. This will jack the crowd up. Stitton will take off. He'll pick it up at center. Here comes Wyatt Stitton. Walks in, shoots, scores! And the Bombers remain a perfect 19-0 on home ice. Wyatt Stitton, and they were all shooting high glove hand.
Well, we were talking about it there beforehand. You go in kind of slow gliding. Stinton was the fastest one to go using that speed, and I think he turned that into the proper momentum because that's how you normally do it during the game. You get that muscle memory going, and Wyatt Stinton scores it, and the Bombers take a wild one here at the Whitney Ford.
They certainly do. Boy, what a great game. Both these goaltenders absolutely fantastic. And Wyatt Stitton will walk in and he'll score over top of the left shoulder here, Joey Roca, who made a lot of big saves. But you know what? If you're Cody Mapes, you got to really be happy with that effort here tonight.
You got yourself a point. You'll be back at it tomorrow. You went to a shootout with the Bombers. The Flin Flon showing off why they are the top team in the SJHL. A lot of scoring touch here with the Maroon and White.
Looked like Weyburn was going to be able to pull away. They were by far the better team in the third period and in overtime. But Charlie Trent keeps his team in it. And he's the difference here tonight, Raphael. I think I'd have to say Charlie Trent is the biggest reason why Flin Flon hung on and won this game.
Those late saves, those big saves during the power play, during overtime, and kind of switched up his game when the breakaways were going on, came way out of his net, which he doesn't usually do, cut off the angles, real smart play, and was able to take it for the Bombers.
So Flin Flon will keep that perfect streak going now, a perfect 19-0 at the Whitney Forum. But boy, give the Weyburn Red Wings a lot of credit. They played one heck of a game here tonight.
Yeah, they had all the momentum going into the third period there, had a lot of it with the man advantage there, but it's just that scoring touch. They were just missing that opportunity to crack Tritt. Great under pressure. It's the poise of Charlie Tritt, I think, that is the takeaway from this one, as the Bombers are looking very good, and tomorrow night should be a lot of fun as well.
And how about the play of Wyatt Stitton tonight? He scores in regulation, and he gets the shootout winner. What a year he's having.
Yeah, the local product got to put the boost leg there at center ice, and like I mentioned there, I think using that speed was what captured it for the Bombers. Stitton was a force out there all night and was able to get when it mattered most for Flin Flon.
Crowd jacked up for sure. The nice thing is we get to come back and see these two teams go at her again tomorrow night.
Yeah, if you're a local or if you're within driving distance, wouldn't be a bad idea to check out a great show between these two elite clubs.
So quickly, the scoring summary before we wrap things up tonight. Then Raphael, you got 3 stars ready to go there?
I do.
Okay, let's wrap up the broadcast. We'll do quickly the final scoring summary. The Bombers get the only goal of the opening period. Morozov able to jump on a big rebound for his 7th from Miskew and Fashon. 1-0 Flin Flon after one. Looked like that goal by Stitton might be enough to pull away the redirection for his 12th from Jacobson and Briho at 9:56. But give Weyburn credit. They came back and played well. Moldy gets his 12th, or 17th rather. Doyle and Schrader the assist. That puck just laying in front of the Flin Flon net. He runs over, grabs it, flips it home. And then, of course, Romaleri, the nice redirection in the third period to tie things up. His 3rd from Pearson and Moldy at 10:26. Wings, like I said, took it to Flin Flon in the third period. Outshot them tonight 13-5. Outshot them in the overtime 4-1. Charlie Trent, though, some big saves in the OT and called upon again in the shootout. Wyatt Stitton, the hometown product, would get the shootout winner. The Bombers able to keep their home streak alive. Now 19 straight wins at home to begin the year, and have now picked up their 32nd win of the year, sitting with 66 points. Weyburn, of course, will get a point, moving up to 56, and we mentioned, of course, Battleford winning tonight. They keep pace as well. So all in all, a great hockey game, but again, impressed with Weyburn. I don't know if you could play it. I mean, I guess you have to get one more goal than they had, but they played fantastic. That was a great effort.
Well, that's what I was talking about. We talked about the face-offs. We talked about the forecheck, and then there's just knowing how to win, and that's what the Flin Flon Bombers have been able to do this year. Case in point, they didn't play their best game here tonight and still walk away with a W.
They certainly do. Raphael, who do you got for 3 stars tonight?
I'm going to go old-school Foster Hewitt style. 2 goaltenders at the game winner. I'm going to give Joey Roca the nod as the 3rd star, the 27-save performance. Charlie Tritt keeping the Bombers in it with that 2nd save, 2nd star with those late saves, and Wyatt Stitton with a goal, and the shootout winner, I'll give the nod as the top star.
There you have it. Good job, Wyatt Stitton. Great game tonight. The 2 goaltenders, stellar as well. And I'd give maybe Will Monroe from Weyburn an honorable mention. He played a heck of a game, too.
Yeah, Monroe was great, and that great play by Braden Bruce there, that sprawl was something that I think won't show up in the box score, but definitely I think everybody in the building knows that was a deciding factor in this one.
Great game tonight. Flin Flon finds a way to finally beat Weyburn in this rink in the shootout 3-2. And like I said, we get to come back with these 2 great teams again here tomorrow night. Any closing comments, Raphael? But first and foremost, thanks a lot for jumping up. Great job. I appreciate having you with me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Always fun to come up here. I'm going to say probably Finn Warner getting the start tomorrow for the Bombers.
I'm sure. And Weyburn's going to go with their other goaltender as well. That's already been confirmed.
Yeah,
so.
Stevens going to go for Weyburn. And these Flin Flon Bombers, they can blow the doors off any building in the country, be it cement or snow.
It'll be fun to watch. Flin Flon keeps the home streak going. 19 straight wins. It wasn't easy, but they're able to prevail. 3-2 the final. Wyatt Stitton, the shootout winner, the difference tonight. Good night for the Whitney Forum, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow for another fantastic hockey game.